Don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded. What I do is just like you know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
TEE-HEE TV, darkness reigns. Brutal laughs that unchains. Host unleashed, cruelty's plain. Welcome those embrace the pain.
Tee-hee.
Wow. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to TEE-HEE TV. My name is Charles, and with me today is Damian. Say hello, Damian.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, and today we are going to be discussing Idiocracy and Alien Earth, Episode 6. All right. I think we're going to start with Idiocracy because, oh man, that intro, man. I'm going to be laughing about that for a while.
Initially, I was just gonna have it keep zooming in, but then I was like, yeah, might use AI to tweak it a little bit so he's frowning in the last one. I think that smug fucking smile off his face.
Yeah, with his dirty feet. Oh man. Yeah, he just walks into the room and just struts his feet all over the floor and then props his feet on the table for everybody to see with all the dirt and the grime and everything.
He's clearly just been walking around outside for, I don't know, maybe days and just not washing his feet.
Yeah. There's a guy on YouTube I watch. He has this story he tells where he talks about this thing he calls patas sucias. It means dirty feet.
Okay, where does this come from?
The guy I'm talking about is a YouTuber who goes by the name Oh No, It's Alex, and the story he's referencing is that he lives in Florida lives in Florida, and he says that when you go to a club and there's these women that go to the dance floor and take off their shoes to go on the dance floor, you call them patas sucias, which means dirty feet because they're dirty, and you don't take those women home because they're dirty.
Yeah, you want to like grime in your bed? I don't think so.
Yeah. There's a little bit more to it than that, but yeah. And the reason why, like, the whole context of that is that his community on that channel, after he told that story, is that they call themselves the Foot Clan because they jokingly say that he has a foot fetish because of that story.
I would say the opposite.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's like, yeah, how dare they besmirch their feet? It's the best
Yeah.
part.
It's a whole meme in that community, but it's really funny. Yeah, but anywho, back to Idiocracy. Uh, I gotta say, this is the first time I have ever watched this movie in my life. Not really a fan. That's coming from somebody who's not really much of a Mike Judge fan. I've watched Beavis and Butthead. I've watched King of the Hill. And I liked Beavis and Butthead kind of when I was a kid. Like, it was Beavis and Butthead. It's basically toilet humor. It's just,
Yeah, toilet humor and just stupidity.
yeah, toilet humor and stupidity. It's just like, ha ha ha, fart jokes, ha ha. But it's just, but as you get older, you either stick with the humor or you grow out of it. And I grew out of it. Now, I know Idiocracy can be commentary for something a little more complex than that, but at least some people perceive it that way. But it didn't click with me. Idiocracy kind of came off as dumb to me. I didn't find it all that interesting. Sure, there were certain moments in the movie that I kind of chuckled at, but for the most part, I thought the movie was kind of dumb. I mean, there was even a scene in the movie where the main character, I think his name, well, they called him Not Sure because he made a mistake when they was getting his whole identification. So they just called him Not Sure.
I think his name was Joe? Jim? No, I think it was Joe.
Yeah, I think it was Joe as well, but everybody just called him Not Sure. And he was sent to prison, and when he escaped from prison quite easily, there were these turrets, these like mounted turrets on the building, and they locked onto him, but they couldn't keep the lock on, and they ended up locking onto each other, and the guns shot each other and destroyed themselves. And I just sat there and I was like, holy shit, in this universe, even the guns are dumb. It's like, what the hell?
It's a little impressive that the people in this society were actually able to even construct something that's able to lock on in any capacity.
Yeah, I know. It's
Sure, it
just,
may not work, but there's still programming involved.
yeah, I mean, how is like this is supposed to take place 500 years in the future, and I'm surprised that this society was able to survive this long without collapsing in on itself. How would there be any kind of structure at this point with this level of incompetence? Like
Yeah, like when you're watering your fields with was it an energy drink
it
or
was
something?
they called it Brando, which is basically like a reference to Gatorade.
Ah, so it was Gator. Yeah, like something very sugary and not at all water.
They were basically saying that they were giving the crops, as they said, electrolytes, because they said that all plants crave electrolytes. And I just sat there going like, you people are fucking dumb. Like you're killing your crops, you don't know why, and the answer is pretty fucking simple. You as soon as I realized why their crops weren't growing because they like the sprinklers started going off and they got sprayed with the sprinklers, and I saw that the guy was like drinking what was coming out of the sprinklers. I was like, holy shit, they did it. They're giving their crops Gatorade. It's just like I was like, oh my god, well there's your fucking problem. It's just like, I mean, come on, you fucking dumbasses. It's just like, I mean, what the hell? It's just like you don't give plants Gatorade, you morons. Just like that's a surefire way to kill your plants. It's just like, I mean, you oh man, like you have to give plants water. You also have to give them clear access to sunlight. That's how plants grow. I mean, that's not just botany. You learn that shit in grade school. It's like, oh my god, I don't even think it's grade school. You learn that in kindergarten.
Yeah, it's something you can learn by just sitting outside for a few minutes, sort
Yeah, it's just what
of
the
observing
hell?
nature.
I mean, if these people can't even learn at a kindergarten level, it's like how has their society lasted this long? I mean
I,
I
I love just the general sort of I love the general sort of vernacular used in the movie. Like it's a bit hillbilly. It's a bit what's it called? Like chicks from L.A. There's a term for that, like Valley Girl kind of thing.
yeah, Valley
Like
Girl.
it's a
Well, I
mixture
mean
of a whole bunch of just like stupid dialects.
some of the characters in this movie were like there was that woman at the White House that was acting like a fucking Valley Girl, and she was dressed like one too. It's like Jesus Christ. It's the one that was like the redhead at the White House. I can't remember. Do you remember her?
Sort of.
Yeah, like she was being all flirty and she was like showing off her cleavage and all that. It's just like I can't remember what her position was at the White House, but she was supposed to be like there for like sex appeal, basically. She was given a prominent position at the White House, but she was clearly there for nothing more than sex appeal.
No, she wore her qualifications on her chest.
Yes, yes, she did. Both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then, of course, they give him the position of the Secretary of the Interior, which he didn't know what that meant. And I got to admit, neither do I. It's just like, I don't know what that person does. It's just like, I mean, and I'm
Is
an
that like
American.
is that would that be in charge of infrastructure, I guess?
Here, I'll look it up. I mean, yeah, that's me doing my due diligence. What
Like it's a
is
term I've heard a million times over the years, but I have no idea.
of the Interior? Okay. Secretary of Interior of the Interior, member of the President, managing and conserving most federal lands and natural resources.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Most federal lands and natural resources. This includes
So they're in
overseeing
charge of national parks and all that sort of thing.
National Park Services, Bureau of Land Management, Geological Surveys, Bureau. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that's basically what they do. Yeah, yeah. They oversee territories, lands, national parks, that kind of thing. Which, I mean, I guess dealing with the crops and all that and agriculture might fall under that.
Yeah, it would make sense, I guess.
Look, I'm completely oblivious to that kind of stuff. I don't really pay attention to it, so I'll just say sure.
Yeah, no, paying attention to government has never really been even remotely interesting to me.
But if they got that right, then maybe they do have some semblance of competence.
Like they at least know how to assign people, whether
Yeah,
those people can do their jobs or not.
yeah.
Different story.
I would have found it more believable if the people in the world of Idiocracy were the were following the orders or the directives of some kind of like computer oversight.
Like some kind of moderately intelligent AI or something.
Yeah, something like that. Like they were being controlled by some kind of artificial intelligence. I would have found it more believable that way because if it was just the humans controlling the humans and they were this stupid, they would absolutely end up destroying themselves.
Or at least
Absolutely.
have reverted back to like cavemen, or they definitely would have regressed instead of still like they've definitely
Absolutely.
still got quite a lot of structure going on, even if it is all
Absolutely.
fucked up.
I mean, hell, I mean, I know we're jumping all over the place, but there is even a point at the end of the movie where one of the members of the presidential candidate even mentions that there is a nuclear power plant that is in Florida that is leaking in Florida. I mean, that brings up the question of the other nuclear power plants, not just in the United States, but all over the world that are now not being maintained. So, what then?
Because was that ever addressed? Like if this is a global thing or if it's just a United States thing?
I don't know. That was never addressed.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah,
So maybe the rest of the world's doing just fine. Maybe, but
I don't know. I don't know. I
as-
mean, the fact that it was never addressed, I count that as a flaw and a plot hole in the movie. So that's another negative for the movie because just I mean this movie has terrible world building.
so
Terrible.
would make the commentary a bit more pointed as well if it was like if they did state that it's just the U.S.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
it's just I understand that this movie is a comedy. I understand that it's a comedy, and they don't really have to go that deep into the lore of this world. I get it. But they at least have to make it believable so that they can have us be sucked in and have us invested in it. And I'm sorry, it just didn't do it for me. It didn't.
just give a little more. Morning Stone.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, now I want an answer to my question, and I'll never get one. Because I
Yeah.
think there was a planned sequel, but it just never worked out. Even this one, I'm fairly sure was basically buried at the time.
Yeah, I didn't find out about this movie until years after this movie came out.
Like I don't think it was treated particularly well by the studio.
Mm. Yeah.
Which is odd because Office Space did quite well only like 5 years before this.
Yeah. But no, I only found out about Idiocracy through word of mouth. I saw no marketing for this movie whatsoever. I only found out about it because somebody told me about this movie.
Yeah, I just randomly walked past it in a video store once. I was like, yeah, it looks fun, and rented it. Otherwise, yeah, heard nothing about it. See, in my day, kids, we used to have places you could go and rent videos. Sometimes VHS, sometimes DVD.
Yeah, that's gonna be me in about 30 years. Yeah.
We didn't have this Netflix bullshit. We used to have to go out the house.
Yeah, we had to go out the house and socialize
We had to hoof it down the sidewalk.
in 3 feet of snow.
So, sorry. Sorry I'm late, guys. What, how did we feel that this movie measures up to what we are seeing today?
I would say that what we're experiencing today is pretty bad, but it is not as bad as what I saw in Idiocracy, because what I saw in
Yeah,
Idiocracy is really fucking bad.
really garbage avalanche. The Violence Channel. Let me see, a water fountain that was replaced with energy drink
I mean,
that had electrolytes.
that every plant
Mushrooms.
craves.
Let me see here.
Oh my God, I still fucking hate that phrase.
Yeah, monster truck executions, which is actually a pretty cool idea.
It is. Quick, somebody make it happen. No.
A pro wrestling president.
Yep.
Camacho. Oh my God.
And did he have like 4 other names? Like it's something, 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 something Camacho?
Yeah, he had a pretty long name. And his whole greeting was flipping off everybody.
And everybody was wearing we're wearing chains, we're wearing hip hop style chains and pendants to identify themselves, or at least their position in government.
Yep.
And you say that that's worse than what we're seeing now. Oh, by the way, guys, while we're speaking about idiocracy, um, do we want to speak on the death? Because I mean, to say assassination, do we want to speak on the death of Charlie Kirk?
I mean,
It's fucked up,
I
and I've seen people celebrating it, and that's fucking disgusting. Whether you like his views or not, like, don't be celebrating the shit like that.
Okay.
all I'm going to say on the matter is that whether look, I mean, I have no opinion on Charlie Kirk in any direction, but I will say that regarding his death, it's tragic as hell. And I mean, my sympathies and my condolences go out to his wife and his kids. And to anybody who is celebrating his death, they're a piece of shit.
Like, pretty
Okay.
much,
Yeah.
I've never really seen any of his stuff. Pretty much, sort of
Oh,
yeah, I've seen his face a lot, but my main sort of thing I know is that he's a divisive guy. You know, he's
divisive. I love
not
that word.
exactly.
I love how people can because like I say not you, but other people use those kind of words to divorce, you know what I'm saying, from what he actually says and what he actually said. And let me say first of all, let me join you because you know what I'm saying maturity is paramount in every situation. So let me say first of all, no. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the person, yeah, we've had, you know, saying we've had, you know, saying if you could go back in time, would you kill Hitler before he became? Because by the way, while being logical, Hitler was always Hitler. It was his name, but you know what I'm saying before he became, you know, what I'm saying the cruel dictator. You know, what I'm saying would we do that? But in a situation like this, in most situations, I would say that someone speaking words, you know what I'm saying? Someone even said that someone speaking words, even in a positive, unifying nature, you know what I'm saying, was shot. So this creates an even more an even more fearful situation, to be honest with you. So I will say that I would not want anyone to be, you know, say to be basically assaulted because of their words, first off.
Mhm.
Now, that said, divisive is, guys, he advocated for my race of people to be considered a hate group.
Like not a certain
Like
sect.
the
Like,
not like the neo-Nazis, like the Ku Klux Klan, black people hate group.
like everyone, not just like,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
like,
saying it as plain. I'm saying it as plain as I can say it.
yeah. I'm just
He
trying to
advocates for
process it.
black people to be a hate group.
Okay, it's it's quite a broad brush.
I mean,
Yeah, you could
so
say that, but he was being very direct and specific that black people as a race should be considered a hate group.
I,
And that's just one. But to me, that encompasses that is an umbrella that I feel like if you're logically thinking about that, you know what I'm saying, says a lot. I could detail the other things that he has said, but I can but to give it just a little bit more context, I was initially introduced to Charlie Kirk through some social media, I believe YouTube, possibly more than likely, where there were clips of him doing this performative passion about black women and about their status and their situation and how it is all black men's faults for leaving them, being responsible, not taking care of their kids, so on and so forth. And like I said, it again, it seemed like a grift to me, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to get my own ego about it because because some white guy was talking about, black men and whatnot. So, I tried to basically take a step back from that. But then they hear what he was doing. And then when when Kamala Harris had a real chance at being, the president of the United States, he showed black women in very rude, demonstrative fashion that he was definitely not about that, and in fact felt like, certain black women in power in politics, including Kamala Harris, did not have the brain power to be taken seriously, and were essentially DEI hires or affirmative action, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And so he let those black women who helped them go viral, who helped them get, get a lot of the recognition that he was seeking over these years. He let them know that all of that was just performative, and he got the job done, and they got the job done for him, and he didn't need them anymore. And then he started to sink into the fabric of Donald Trump and MAGA, and that was when he officially became a sellout, because you don't get in bed with with government trying to be an influencer like that. But those who do that are selling out because because they know they really don't have influence, so they have to influence what other people been influencing, a agitated voter base or fan base. So just kind of give you context of where I was on this, and there has been other things. And again, I also say again, I look inward when I think about this. We as content creators, and even some of us like myself as journalists, have to think about the things that we say, the things that we choose to talk about, how vehemently and passionately we choose to talk about that, because I myself have a family, and I have to think about what somebody else, already thinks of me just for existing, and then thinks about what I might say just because, because of what I know, and the truth in the world. So, to try to speak positively about how things can be made better could still even get me, could still I apologize, could still end up putting me in the same situation. I kind of have to consider that when I think about certain things that I do want to talk about, and how much I want to go into that, how passionate I want to be about that. It has to be thought about, whether you believe in it or not, whether you think you have the right to speak on it or not, you still have to think about, what, so how that could affect blowback on the people that you care about. So on that level, I do think about that, and I hate that this very weird political landscape has affected has affected his wife, has affected his kids, who were who were there. But then here is a statement that he made. Tragic, brutal irony. But he actually stated that he thinks children should witness public executions.
Wait, he actually said that?
Yes.
I mean, Christopher Lee did, and he turned out okay.
The hell are you talking about?
The actor Christopher Lee. He
I
witnessed
know I know of the actor Christopher Lee, but what the hell are you talking about? This backstory?
Oh, he witnessed the last public execution in France or England as a child.
Okay. And that was and that was on top of many more before that.
That I don't know.
Yeah. See, he had an S on his. meaning plural. Now we already hear the debate about what violent TV and movies does to the does to the mind when it comes when it comes to empathy and sympathy and shock and awe. The debates about what movies and content does. Think about what an actual what an actual execution and multiple ones could do.
Yeah, that's different because that actual violence, actual like I've watched countless extremely horrific things over the years, played violent games, but there's something about like even my own blood in real life, like it's completely different.
But see that, and, I mean, but that's the thing. If
but
they
like
feel
if you're witnessing executions or whatever, and somehow you're okay with that, that sort of presents a problem.
but how but I mean, if you continue to see them, wouldn't it naturally get to a point where it starts to become okay, or at least
That's
the
what I
person
mean.
or at
Like,
least
yeah,
the
at a certain point.
Yeah, I mean that's what I
Yeah.
believe anyway. That naturally to become desensitized by their logic. I don't think I became desensitized from the things that I watched. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
I have
that's what I was sort of trying to say. Like, there's a detachment there because it's on a screen. It's it's set up. It's a movie or whatever it is. Like, there's a detachment there. Whereas, yeah, seeing it in real life and becoming desensitized to it that way, that's a far bigger problem.
I mean, I guess, but in a way, I guess I was always the kind of kid that felt like that certain things, certain science fiction, certain fantasy movies, they're fantasy. They come from someone's big ideas or taking something and exaggerating that to a level, to where it just seems like wondrous. But certain things that are more grounded, they're so they're connected to something. So when you see a certain level of violence, when you see a certain level of depravity and cruelty, it connects to a certain thing. Yes, it's on a movie screen or TV, but you know that someone is trying to it's trying to pull you more to what could happen. What maybe even does happen in the underbelly of society that we have no idea about possibly. So, that's kind of where I take that from. So it's like to let me ask you this. How do you overall feel about mice?
I mean, I'm indifferent towards mice.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I
But
don't want
see,
them just roaming around my house, but
for me, movies have made it seem like it's what I'm saying, like there's such a population of mice and rats that is okay to experiment on them. What I'm saying, to basically take them out in wide numbers. What I'm saying, and things like that. Just they're gross, they're nasty, they carry a litany of diseases. It's just but nobody taught me that other than movies and TV. So when in real life I deal with mice, I have a level of cruelty that I would not have with a cat or a dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not because
But
anybody taught me that. It's not because I've seen
yeah.
that enacted in real life. It's because that was always a narrative. Mice are nasty. They populate, never stop populating, and they populate in great numbers. And you know, and basically, there's so many numbers that we can do, that we can make strides if we experiment on them and do certain trials and things like that. And we could take them out because there'll be plenty more. They just don't stop populating. So all of that was taught to me not in real life, but through TV and through movies, and so I guess that's how I kind of pull that back. So that's why I kind of feel like the way that if you're not careful, it can desensitize you in a way that carries over into real life. Where if you see a person hit by a car, you might not be as horrified as you think you might be. Thanks, Smile.
But then you got to remember, you are a borderline sociopath. Self-admitted.
See, but borderline, not there yet. I told you somebody could explode in front of me, and that would give me shock and awe.
Anything short of exploding, though, it's like, yeah.
I mean, see, I feel like getting hit by a car goes in the explosion category. You don't actually explode, but you get what I'm saying.
If they get hit by a truck hard enough, probably, but yeah.
I'm just saying there's very just dynamic, abrupt, something that happens, like, again, circling back to Charlie Kirk, a lady who owns a Chinese restaurant that I patronize pretty often. She actually showed me content from a different angle than what other people were showing, because people are sick. See, those are the people that I'm concerned about. As a journalist and a content creator, I'm concerned about the various angles that were uploaded to social media that people could view. That's what got me. Now, yes, the people who are celebrating, I'm just going to say this, guys, because this is fresh, but you gotta Republican politicians immediately. I'm seriously saying immediately after Charlie Kirk was shot, by the way, is going out to reporters saying that the Democrats own this incident here and everything like that, and all of their rhetoric and so on and so forth. And then when a reporter asks her about, well, do the Republicans own what happened to those Democratic, politicians, the Democratic politicians that were shot and killed, and it's like, yeah, we're not, pretty much we're not talking about that now. We're talking about Charlie Kirk now, and the Democrats own this, so it's almost like if they had their opportunity to have us own this and they didn't take it. So, and this is what they're doing with that, so celebration. Even at one point before they got the suspect nailed down, they were, saying, I was hearing rumblings that HBCUs, that is, by the way, historically Black colleges and universities, for those who don't know, were being harassed, threatened with lockdown because of this situation, as if Charlie Kirk ever went to an HBCU to debate anyone.
Wait, why were they being threatened with a lockdown?
Because they're Black.
Oh, as in like there may be a suspect or something. Okay, I get you.
Or just a way to install fear to make people less, less unsympathetic or unempathetic of the situation. But when you basically create a situation that's telling people that people are plotting, that minorities are plotting to replace the white race, that if you're on a plane and you see a Black pilot, you're going to be concerned if he's qualified. It's just, I don't, this is, political. People look at politics as a game, and and to win, you have to do certain things to win. But I just always feel like, is that really the way? Is politics really a game when people's lives, their livelihoods, incomes, things like this are in the balance? I've never considered politics a game. So, but I mean, it's just, but some people almost make you feel like that, almost make you feel like that. I mean, I don't know that like you almost have to see it like he didn't believe this. This is part of the game, you know?
Mm.
Like you're really believing that he felt that way about them. This is just what you got to play the game in order to get in. And it's like, so yeah. Oh my God, bro.
What?
What?
I mean, I just thought about it also too, fellas. Um, the fucking barcode tattoos on Idiocracy, by the way. And you guys act
Yeah.
like we're not. It's not as bad. We're getting there. We are getting there.
Oh yeah, there's definitely we're definitely headed towards idiocracy, that's for sure.
And did anybody
And
notice
there's
any?
there's certain
Anybody,
points where we're already there.
anybody notice anything about saying about the shittiest fucking hospital there ever was, but hospitals now are getting close.
And
There was one guy. There was one guy in the line. He had on Crocs. He actually had on Crocs. Like
God,
they were telling the future, man. They were telling the future. I didn't even know about Crocs when Idiocracy first came out. I didn't know Crocs existed.
no, neither.
And this guy had on Crocs. He looked like an Arab man.
You're like, God damn, that's some prophetic shit right there.
My God, man. I don't even know what to say. But I just, like I said, I do just want to say that what I don't, it's the same thing with Hulk Hogan, man. You know, while his son was in prison, by the way, for going like 100 miles an hour, hitting the pole and putting his friend in like in a life changing, state of affairs with his life. Hulk Hogan is speaking to his son in jail, and mainly, I would probably say mainly, is talking about how this kid, his friend, yes, he made the mistake of not having a seatbelt, trusting his friend and not having a seatbelt on. But that's it. But to say that this guy has some demons going on in his life, to where God wanted to separate him from his son, was just like that right there was what I would say beyond the pale, beyond the fucking pale. First of all, I want to be clear on that. Beyond the fucking pale.
I don't actually know that I knew he had a son.
Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
a son and a daughter. The daughter, by the
Yeah.
way,
Like I know about the daughter. I think like
yeah, of
I guess
course,
because he's been in the public eye a lot. Whereas the son, yeah, it
yeah.
sounds new to me.
Around the same time, they were both on the reality show Hogan Knows Best. But at any rate, he also talked about that. Thank God that we don't have to come that we don't get reincarnated. We won't get reincarnated as Blizzak Gizeyes. By the way, he said that on a recorded jail phone call. I mean, these guys just don't learn. Young, you know what I'm saying? First him, then Young Thug. These guys just don't learn. But I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right. Wonder what year he said that, because that's like it's an extreme, like, it's like a mid 90s sort of way of saying it.
Yeah. Okay, so back to Idiocracy.
Anywho,
Yeah. Let's see. So where were we?
uh, good question. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think we were talking about um we were talking about how I just didn't think that the society could function with that with humans controlling the humans with that level of incompetence. It just I just didn't think it could work. They would have to be controlled by some kind of artificial intelligence for them
Yeah,
to
like
still have some kind of structure.
yeah, it's like still existing. Okay, like somehow it worked out, but yeah, having the sort of very similar structure, almost identical structure to the way things are
Yeah.
500 years in the future with that level of intelligence is like how
Yeah,
is that
they
possible?
like you said, they would have to revert back to some kind of like caveman mentality.
Caveman or like at the most like like medieval times or something, where there's
I wouldn't
basically
say
the only
medieval
structure
times.
is like you got a king and then everybody else is whatever.
I wouldn't say medieval times. I'd probably say Bronze Age, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere back there,
Yeah,
but definitely not like systems of government and pretty much any position of power that isn't just the guy at the top.
you know.
Because you pretty
Ugh,
much you've always had that a king or a king type thing like that's been part of
yeah,
humanity for forever.
yeah, but I don't know. It just couldn't work. It couldn't. It just they would have to be controlled by something that would be able to keep order, and they wouldn't be able to keep order themselves. So I just I like I said, I didn't think I did I don't think I like the movie. Just well, I mean, I don't like the movie. It's not a matter of thinking I don't like the movie. I don't like the movie. Just it didn't click with me.
I'll definitely have to give it like a rewatch.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever watch the movie again.
You're like, nah, I've seen it. I know what it's about. I get it. I think I've seen it. I think probably twice since it came out. So nearly a bit over 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Did you ever see Office Space? His movie before this.
no, I've never seen Office Space.
That's a great movie.
I think one of the reasons why I've never seen it is because it's a Mike Judge movie.
You're just like, nah, fuck that.
I'm just not a fan of Mike Judge.
He's like, yeah, he's not terrible, but he just doesn't. What he does doesn't interest me.
Exactly. Hell, I don't think I've ever finished Beavis and Butthead or King of the Hill.
Beavis and Butthead, I don't think I definitely haven't seen every episode, but King of the Hill I watched all the way through.
Have you seen the new stuff?
Not yet, no. Got it sitting there. I just haven't watched it yet.
Then you haven't seen haven't seen it all the way through.
Oh, true, but don't be a dick about it. Come on, man.
Oh man, it's just I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say like one thing that I thought was kind of funny is during the rehabilitation like arena fight was when they brought in Beef Supreme's monster truck where it was too big to fit through like the entryway, and
Yeah.
it tried to fit through, and it all like collapsed in and destroyed the monster truck, and everybody thought Beef Supreme was dead. I thought that was funny.
Like that whole sequence was pretty damn fantastic.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny that they brought in Andrew Wilson, who is Luke Wilson's older brother, to play Beef Supreme, which I just sat there and watched that whole sequence where he was trying to like set his brother's ass on fire, and I was like, "Yep, that's sibling rivalry."
Oh yeah, to a
Yep.
T.
Yep.
It may have even happened as a kid, well, when they were kids.
Yep.
You know, the younger
Probably.
brother's fucking around, the older brother's like, all right, I'll show you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like older brother torturing his younger brother. Yep. That
Yep.
tracks.
It definitely tracks.
I bet when I just sat there and laughed about it, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, they were probably laughing about this during this entire filming sequence.
If only they could have had a cameo from Owen somewhere in that sequence, like he's part of the audience or something. Just
Yep.
cuts to him, and he's like, wow.
That would have been funny. You know, I'm gonna look that up. I want to see if Owen Wilson was in Idiocracy, because he might have been.
Yeah, possible, like an uncredited cameo or something.
Was Owen Wilson in Idiocracy?
I had no idea until you told me there was even a third brother.
Yeah, all right. No, Owen Wilson did not appear in the film Idiocracy. The role
Missed
of Beef
opportunity.
the role of Beef Supreme was played by Andrew Wilson, who is the older brother of both Owen and Luke. While Owen is not in the movie, his brother Luke Wilson starred as main character, Corporal Joe Bowers, and who has appeared in several films alongside his brothers, often in minor or uncredited roles. Okay, so Owen did not act in the movie.
That's a shame. I'm not surprised, because I was trying to think back. I'm like, yeah, I can't picture him. Like, he would have been pretty hidden if he was like a brief spot in the movie. Can't remember the last thing I saw him in. It's been a while. Probably the last new thing I can think of is Zoolander 2, but I didn't see that. But that's sort of the newest thing I can think of that sort of, I was aware of that he was in. I'm sure there's other things, though. I don't doubt he's still working.
Wait, you're talking about Andrew Wilson?
Not Owen.
Oh, Owen. Yeah, actually, Owen Wilson recently did a movie with Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, what was it?
Oh my God, I try my damnedest not to say the title of this movie because it creates a lot of awkward interactions.
Okay.
The name of the movie is called Marry Me.
Ah.
Yeah.
I just think of the running joke in Arrested Development whenever I hear that phrase.
Yep. Yeah, it's a romance movie where Jennifer Lopez plays a like music diva character who has like this major like produced song called Marry Me, and she's going to be doing this performance of playing the song with her like singer slash fiance character on stage in front of millions of fans, and then she finds out that her fiance had an affair with her assistant. She breaks it off with him in front of her fans, and then when she goes on stage to like pretty much explain the situation to the fans, she sees Owen Wilson's character in the audience holding up like a sign that says the title of the song.
You helped me get through cancer. Thanks, Will.
And she pretty much just like takes a leap of faith and she points at Owen Wilson's character and she says, "Okay, I'll marry you," and everybody like starts screaming, and the security guards grab Owen Wilson and push him up on stage, and she marries Owen Wilson's character in front of everybody in the stadium. And there's like this whole thing throughout the entire movie where they kind of build up their relationship, and it's a sappy movie, but I thought it was kind of sweet.
It just sounds terrible to me. It sounds like a movie Lou would have suggested when he was doing this show.
I actually think Lou would have hated the movie.
'Cause what was that one he wanted us to watch that was her and Josh, I don't know how you pronounce his name, Duhamel?
Uh, Josh Douchebag. I mean, I don't know what.
Do him well.
He's doing okay.
The guy from Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see do him well.
Las Vegas.
I know who you're talking about, but yeah, I cannot believe I called him Josh Douchebag. But let me see.
That was rude.
Oh, yeah, I know it was rude. I'm a rude bastard. But let's see. I'm looking up his name now because I actually do want to pronounce his name right. Let's see. Duhamel. Fuck.
Duhamel.
Do him well.
We're gonna go down this rabbit hole. We might as well just move on.
Do him well. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those points you get to where it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this?
Yeah, here's a much happier note. Apparently, Sydney Sweeney is doing a boxing movie.
About her box?
No, she's doing a biopic about one of the most successful female boxers called Christy Martin.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it earlier today, and it surprisingly looks good.
I'm not sure if I've actually seen anything she's been in. I've seen screenshots of things she's been in, showing those glorious tits, but
Wink,
other than,
wink.
I don't know if I've actually seen her in anything.
I've seen like trailers, but I've never actually watched a single movie that she's done. That's it. I mean, I know of her. I also know of her two most prominent
Credits.
skills. Her two most prominent skills. It's like
I know she has great genes or whatever that people spazzed about.
yeah. People got upset because
It's
of
Nazi propaganda. Shut up, you dumb fucks.
you get dullards. Oh my god.
Oh, she was once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've definitely seen something with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
so that's what you
I
pervs are
still
talking
need to
about.
see that. I still need to see that, but
Oh, good.
yeah, I'll find it somewhere. But no, I mean, the main, I don't even know why I haven't seen anything she's been in because I hear she's a good actress.
Yeah, based on that. Now that I'm thinking about it, like she was good in that.
Yeah, and I also hear that she was amazing in Madame Web. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that apparently everybody knocked it out of the park in that movie. That's why it made so much money.
Oh, God. Oh man, I feel so bad for everybody involved in that movie. That movie should not have been made.
I would not be surprised if they would like sold on the movie. Like, yeah, Spider-Man's definitely gonna. This is a Spider-Man movie for sure. Like, he'll pop up. It's gonna be great. This is gonna make so much money. You're all gonna be very pleased.
Oh my God.
If knocking it out of the park means my balls and self-respect, it did that.
Wow. Oh man, I saw the marketing for Madam Web when Dakota Johnson was like doing the marketing for it, and I just sat there just staring like a deer in headlights, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
And you do realize now that now for like these action movies, especially these, it's like they're really like it's like what people are saying now. At least in my network on YouTube, it's like they're really just going by faces now. It's like usually when people do certain movies, they have a lineage of doing those movies. You know what I'm saying? Before they get that big one. Dakota Johnson has done what action movies before Madam Web?
50 Shades of Grey. From what I hear, there's a lot of action in those movies, but not the
Oh
same
yeah, yeah,
kind.
action, and I say that with air quotes. Yes, I'm keep doing air
Like,
quotes.
if you consider like light BDSM and whatever the fuck action, sure.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you're the one who's speaking on it. So what do you say, sir?
For me,
Yeah.
you mean, am I into that?
No, do you consider BDSM fucking like action?
No, he
I
was
mean,
saying light BDSM, as in there was barely any of it in the movie.
No, what he was saying was that she was an action star because of that.
I was trying to make a punish type joke,
Yeah, I know. And I
and
hated it
it clearly was terrible.
because the movie, because what do you think about the movie?
I have no idea.
See, that's the whole point. See, neither do I. And Charles, do you
Do I what?
have any idea about 50 Shades of Grey or 50 Shades Grayer?
No, I know
Or 50
nothing
Shades
about
Darker?
those movies because I've never watched them.
You sure?
Exactly.
Because you did see Twilight in the theater, and it was Twilight fanfic. So
Yeah, it was Twilight fan fiction that was written on a BlackBerry.
All I'm saying is all three of us have no idea. So yeah, like I said, it was bound not to land.
All right, I apologize. I'm gonna leave now. You guys finish out the show.
Jesus Christ. Grow up, Mary.
Yes, and
All right.
I regret seeing 3 of those Twilight movies in theaters.
Hey man, flipping werewolves are awesome.
Oh my god, I fucking hated that shit.
Werewolves could suck it.
No, you know what though?
No.
No.
Now, those werewolves, not all werewolves.
Okay, what about the Teen Wolf werewolves?
I thought
That's fine.
I thought the Teen Wolf show was like well received.
I was just asking.
Wait, there was a show?
Yeah, it was a show.
Yeah, like was that when was it MTV was doing like some horror TV shows?
Yeah, I thought the Teen Wolf show was MTV.
Yes.
Because they did a few at one point there and then just stopped.
Yeah.
But yes, it was on there.
Because they did did they do the Scream series or the Scream Queens? Scream
No.
Queens.
No,
That wasn't.
Scream Queens
It
was
was.
on VH1 or something like that.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I knew it was some kind of like really them.
yeah, but no,
Yeah.
I remember when I went to go see the 3rd Twilight movie in the theater, I got tired of it, and I was like, I can't watch this anymore because I couldn't finish the movie. I got up, I had to walk past a older woman and her, I would assume, a teenage daughter, and they were there obviously to watch the movie, and the teenage daughter said something to me. I don't know what she said.
But I knocked her out.
No, I didn't knock her out, and I just ignored her and I just left, and that was the last I saw of them. But it's just like, yeah, I have no idea what she said. I really don't know.
I'm just going to assume it was rude. That bitch.
Probably. It was probably rude.
Because like I can't think of anything she would have said that would have been like positive.
Yeah, I think she was trying to make a comment about me being a guy going to see a movie that had a predominantly female audience.
What kind of douchey perv comes in here to watch Twilight?
Yeah.
Twilight is for everyone. And he ran out of the theater in tears.
But
We
dude,
should've-
I don't look. The only reason I went to go see the movie is because I wanted to see where the story was going to go next because I had already seen the first two. And when I
It's
went
good.
to go see this movie, I was about maybe halfway through the third movie before I realized, well, this is shit. It's just
Yeah,
like,
eventually they make werewolves seem like pedos, like, you know what I'm saying, like vampires.
oh my god, it was so fucking dumb. I did not want to be there anymore. So I was like, you know what? I already ate my food, so I'm just gonna go.
Like I watched all of them with the riff tracks because I could not imagine watching it normally, and that was the perfect.
Don't.
Those movies are perfect fodder for something like that. There's so much to make fun of. But yeah,
I should have
the
watched the
werewolf
Riff Tracks
towards
version.
it's so good because there's just a million opportunities for jokes in those fucking movies. They are terrible.
Yeah,
But yeah,
they
at
really
the end
are.
of like the last one, the werewolf kid, he like what do they call like he imprints himself or something on the baby daughter.
That's the PDF thing I'm talking about.
Yeah, and it's like she's good. I'm gonna marry her when she's older. It's so weird.
Oh, motherfucker! No.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Lest we forget Tom Cruise. Either it was Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, and you know what I'm saying. Oh, I'm forgetting her
Interview with the
name.
Vampire. Oh,
Yeah,
Kristen,
Kirsten
damn it,
Dunst.
Mary,
Yeah,
yes, Kristen Dunst. Yes,
yeah.
I think
Lest we forget that.
oh God!
I feel
You're
like it would have
talking
been
about
Tom
Interview with the
Cruise.
Vampire. Oh God!
Yeah, I feel like it would
Oh,
have been Tom Cruise because I think Brad Pitt's character was sort of looked at her as like a daughter.
no! It was Brad Pitt's character.
It was
He
him.
It was
he
Brad
turned
Pitt's
he
character.
turned her.
No, no, it was actually both of them.
See, that's why I was confused.
It was both of them that did it. They both did it. It was Brad Pitt's character. It was Louis that drained her originally, but it was Lestat that actually gave Claudia his blood that turned her into the vampire.
Yeah, I remember I saw that. And the one and only time I saw that was like late night TV when I was, I don't know, somewhere around between 9 or 10. And most of the movie, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I knew it was weird, but that's about it.
Yeah. But
Well,
no, it just but then there was the scene later in Interview with the Vampire after Claudia was already a vampire, and it was years later where Claudia kissed someone. Claudia kissed Louis.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I
oh, you
remember
don't?
that, and I remember being weirded out by it because I remember how old Kristen Dunst was during that movie's filming, and I was like, yeah, this is all kinds of wrong.
Yeah, wasn't she legitimately like 13 or something like that?
She was 12.
12.
Yep. She was 12 at the time of filming Interview with the Vampire.
You figure Brad Pitt would have been mid-20s probably, maybe
I
30.
don't really remember, but I do know that he was too old to be doing a
Yeah,
scene like that.
unless he's also 12, maybe 14. I'll give him 14. That's weird. Stop that.
Yeah, it was just weird. When I saw that scene, I was like, oh my God, come on.
But guys, I mean, seriously, like I say, fresh memories, or even some still lingering memories of Idiocracy. Are you really telling me now? Again, see, movies and TV exaggerate a little bit, but we have incredulous landfills. We have
Hey! The landfills that we have now are not as bad as the landfills that are at the size of skyscrapers
Yeah,
in
not now, but
Idiocracy.
500 years from now.
I just don't think we
Yeah,
need 500 years from now. I mean, you can walk around certain neighborhoods and people just litter like it's nothing.
yeah. It's like so. Like the littering fine means nothing to you.
You got to catch them.
Oh my god.
You got to catch. You got to catch those errant chewing gum throwers, chewing gum wrapper throwers, and things like. You got to catch them. Fine only
Yeah,
works
but
if you
then
know
there's
who you
been
find it.
situations where a cop will literally see them doing it, and the cop does nothing.
I mean, yeah, because it's a whole bunch of paperwork just for some guy who threw, a piece of gum or something on the ground. It's just like, I wouldn't do it either.
Charles.
Yeah.
Charles, the cops protect and serve. They protect their badge numbers while serving you up an ass whooping.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was meant to be a sarcastic joke.
I know it was meant to be a sarcastic joke.
I didn't want to be. It wasn't trying to be heavy. I'm sorry.
Too deep, man. Too deep. That's what she said.
But I still say it's just over exaggeration. I just feel like we're close, shitty hospitals. You know what I'm saying? A popular movie called Ass. Either the movie is ass or eventually the movie becomes ass.
Wait, it's ass? It always has been.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look.
It's a reference to a popular meme.
Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's all relative. It all comes back to the secret greatness that is Idiocracy. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna call it secret greatness. I mean,
oh my God, come on! Are you telling me right now that President Camacho isn't close to what we could have in the White House at some point? Donald Trump wants to hold a UFC event at the White House.
Oh, you got to be kidding me! Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Charles, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Will you attend?
No. I mean, I like UFC. I do. I find it entertaining. But I don't want that shit happening at the fucking White House.
We're not in Rome. We are not in Rome.
No, we're not. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Even I have to say that. I am someone who participates. And I still have to say, we are not in Rome. We don't do this. We are not in Rome.
No, we're not. We have plenty of stadiums all over the country that we could use for that very thing. Why the fuck would you put that shit in our seat of government?
And if you want to use a super stadium or whatever in DC to hold this, fine, great, But yeah, I mean, it just seems like Roman Coliseum. Where's the Lions? It just rings a little weird to me. And just as much as I enjoy when they're not fucking it all up, when they're not fucking it all up with politics in UFC and mixed martial arts, it's enjoyable, but but not, what I'm saying, but it's like this right here, it just rings up a weirdness that I don't want to see. And I'm being polite when I say weirdness. Concerning, concerning state of affairs, dark foreshadowing of what we're becoming, or even rolling back to, all the way back to. I don't know. What I'm saying? I'm when someone can say, I think children should watch public executions. I mean, we don't have to go back to Rome. We can just go back to before civil rights. children were watching public executions. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Certainly a strange state of affairs this world finds itself in. And
Yeah,
strange is probably the nicest way to put it. Again,
yeah.
concerning many other descriptors.
And when out and back at that time, back at
Oh,
that
I'll be back in a
time.
minute.
Oh yeah, no problem. Now back at that time, we're talking Idiocracy. Okay, 2006, man. I was probably, what I'm saying, at that point in time, I'm like I'm like 24, 25.
Hmm.
You know, I didn't think too, it was funny as hell. Don't get me wrong. It was funny as hell. I think that it's a time capsule in a way. It it made me realize that Maya Rudolph it can sometimes be a little bit of a performative black woman because she is biracial. I think that I think that when she leans on the black side, it's a little bit too performative, in my opinion. I kind of saw that I mean, she was funny, but it was still in a way of, you know, it's that weird, what I'm saying, sort of black person cringe that's trying to be black, but it's like, what do we do to be black? Oh, we're playing a prostitute. And somehow she's the one that's picked to be frozen.
I think the reason why she was picked to be frozen is because she's expendable. So if something goes wrong, they're like, well, we have plenty of more to pick from.
Oh yeah, bro. Okay, makes sense. I forgot about that. Makes sense. Running theme when it came to, so when it came to Luke Wilson's character.
Yeah, because he was expendable too. He was a glorified librarian. He wasn't really an important character in their whole like hierarchy. So if something, he was like a throwaway character. So if something went wrong, they could just pick somebody else.
Oh, and by the way, okay, you keep acting like this is worse. Okay, you remember when his sarcophagus crash landed, into that super idiots, apartment or condo or whatever, right? And we thought, yes, he was definitely watching TV and chilling out and everything like that. But what else was he doing, Charles?
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. So that lets me know, and and you think that it's been brought up, it's been imagined. I don't know if it's real. It's not something that I would want to be real in my life, in my world. So it's not my concern to find out if it is real.
Yeah, for the record, he was he was, what's a good analogy for this?
He was dropping a deuce.
Yeah.
And then I don't even think, and then I think we got up and threw him out of his apartment or condos or foreclosure, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even think he wiped.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh. You know what? In this society, I wouldn't put it past them. They wouldn't do the decency of wiping.
Well, just walk around with mud butt all day.
Pretty much.
And in light of the last couple of days and what's happened, I want to ask: Is there a dark version of this? Could there be a darker version of Idiocracy? Are we witnessing a darker version of Idiocracy?
Possibly.
Because people thought it was novelty. It was cartoonish the way Donald Trump would sit there and, you know what I'm saying, and embellish on things, outright lie about things, exaggerate things. And people thought it was cartoonish. But now there's a whole world being created where people sit amongst there and they say things and they speak on things and they think and they feel like they make the rules about things, about, you know what I'm saying, about who can say what and who can speak on what things and how it'll be viewed and seen and everything like that. And it's like, but people sat around and laughed when they saw this coming about. It's just, I just don't. And guys, what about the comparison of that high IQ couple and Cleavon? Just Cleavon, not a couple, just Cleavon. And I do give them much credit for making Cleavon white. He could have easily been a let's just say stereotype.
All right. I'm trying. Like, look, I just watched the movie last night, and I'm already forgetting who Cleavon is.
Cleavon is the low IQ, you know what I'm saying, douche, dirtbag that was fucking indiscriminately and having a bunch of kids and actually managed to have one, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, that became like a big, you know what I'm saying, like a big famous star or whatever, like the likelihood that those people, those idiots that would give birth to a bunch of idiots and have those idiots increase the likelihood of those idiots being successful. And then the world eventually becomes overpopulated with successful idiots rather than, you know what I'm saying, rather than intellectuals, rather than a lower amount of intellectuals that took more prudent approaches than just indiscriminately having kids. They died out, or their lowers were numbered and endangered, while the idiots populated and grew.
Fucking like rabbits.
That's why he's Cleavon by himself. He didn't have to have a partner. Cleavon was doing that all by himself. So how do we feel about that? Octomom, you know?
That's right. I forgot about her.
Oh
She ended
yeah,
up doing porn.
huh?
Was it her that ended up doing porn at some point?
No. Pioneer of OnlyFans.
Well, you know.
Well, no, yes and no. I mean, because see, you look at porn as like, okay, she had a partner. OnlyFans, maybe not. At least for most people, when somebody says she did porn or he did porn, they're suggesting that they had sex with someone, you know, and everything like
Old
that.
school
So,
style.
huh?
Old school style.
Yeah, of course, you know. But yeah, I think that she was like one of the early pioneers of OnlyFans. I think I could be wrong, but I think she might have been one of the early pioneers of OnlyFans.
Yeah, like that does sound correct. Man,
Wait,
that thing must be
who?
blown out.
Octomom, you don't remember Octomom?
Wait, this sounds familiar.
The woman who purposely partook in experiments to have multiple kids, and she had, yeah, she ended up having
I
like,
do remember this.
yeah,
This is a woman that had like 8 kids. That's why they called her Octomom.
yeah, and she was, you know, very vapid, not very smart, and she was really trying to use the kids to, you know, to gain fame, to clout climb, you know, and things like that, you know. the idiocracy that we know and loathe. John and Kate +8. This it's just it's just what we're doing. Like we have reality shows that were based on people having multiple kids, and trying to create a band. We want to make the Partridge Family real. We want to make the Brady Bunch real. Keep on dancing on through the night, I guess. But unfortunately, none of these people were quite doing it right, especially when it came to the damn Duggars. Oh my God. Duggar, saying the Duggar clan had a guy, had a kid in their midst that was, I'm sorry.
I was just trying to think, and name's not ringing a bell.
Oh, you never heard the Duggars? I forgot what the was it 12 and Counting or something like that, but I forgot what the name of their reality show was, but it was his family, big family, and I think a lot of the kids were in a country band together. But one of the older kids was, on a level of PDF. He was on Jarrett level PDF.
Jeez.
Yeah, so clearly these people were not doing it right.
I don't think you could do it more wrong than that.
So this became our society. Under the rule of Paramount now, which was Viacom before, MTV no longer really shows music videos. Black Entertainment Television no longer shows, no longer shows really music videos like talking about. And the Black entertainment that we see is more like a minstrel show.
Don't they mostly make TV movies and shit now?
No, Tyler Perry has now co-opted BET. Yeah, he's co-opted it now. It's now PTV. His weird drama shows, his weird, his weird, his weird hokey sitcoms. He's just taken over BET.
Well, just any given thing you tune into, you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Most of it is either going to be something that they created behind some comedian that they thought was funny, but really was just ridiculous. No real. No, Miss Pat, for example, is somebody that they really tried to push hard, on BET with a, with a sitcom, and also some sort of comedy judge show, it's just like, but she is just really rude and abusive, really, and tries to mask it as comedy. This is what comedy has come to. We sat here.
So they're like Joan Rivers without the actual comedy.
No. Joan Rivers was not rude. Joan Rivers was rude. You felt like she was rude?
Yeah, but it was funny. That's the point. It was
maybe I'm using the wrong word.
It was like roast jokes.
Maybe I'm using the wrong word. She just had no real charisma, in my opinion. No real cleverness about what she was doing. It was just like being abusive, being verbally abusive, and thinking that the way you say it is funny. I think if I say it with the right punchline, the
louder
funny.
I say it, it's funny.
Something, yeah. Either one of those categories, I guess.
Because a lot of very unfunny people think if I just say it louder, it makes it funny.
But with her, she really leaned into the abuse aspect of it. But as long as I make it seem, as long as I throw a light punchline on it, it doesn't seem like abuse. And that's just weird. And then people wonder why they think BET is evil and is about the ruination of the Black culture.
It's like, because
Sorry.
you're giving us something that's supposed to be entertainment, but it's just unpleasant to watch.
It really kind of is. I mean, I'm just really being serious here. Like, and I don't want to go in this direction with you guys, but I mean, I feel like you guys are somebody that I could talk to about this, and you guys will be honest with me if you feel like I'm going on too much about this, because I don't want to make you guys uncomfortable with racism. You know what I'm saying? With racial talk. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. We've gone a myriad of different ways with that, but I just never want to make you guys feel uncomfortable or feel like you have to be roped into a conversation that you really don't want to have. By the way, just always know that, by the way. but but yeah, it was but God, the track that I was on, I cannot put this like with BET, when BET, before BET was sold to Viacom in 2000 for $3 billion. Like, see, people always talk about it like the worth came after the purchase. And it's like people, and that's another way that I feel like this world's become like idiotic. Like, people don't understand like basic logic that value is built before the purchase. When a company sees another company doing well and they make that purchase, they're making a $3 billion purchase because of what BET already was, not because of what it's not because of what it would become. You know,
I mean, yeah, look at all the game studios that Microsoft bought for a shitload of money, which are now, you know, closed and worthless.
and you know what? And it's great that you say it that way, because that's exactly what seeming like BET's fate is starting to become. Because BET before the purchase, they had their own unique programming, like Video Soul for one. uh Teen Summit. That was one that I felt like was a very great one for me at that time, being, what I'm saying, just coming a couple of years off of being a teenager. They had something like where young people were hosting a show where teens were out in the audience, what I'm saying, where the main was out in the audience speaking about issues that affected them directly. Yeah, Rap City. But even before the basement and all that, where you felt like you had to have a guy hosting the show that also could freestyle. You didn't need that. It was just great to have that kind of show. And just, I mean, like I said, just a myriad of different unique shows that they had on BET before the purchase. And then within 7 years of the purchase, pretty much all of those shows would just be ripped off of there. I mean, it was just crazy to see, and and then they try to act like that is still that the faces of the organization of the company are black, but it's like, what are we doing? Why, saying, why such a drastic change? Why such a drastic change from what it was? BET before the purchase was like they were ahead of its time. They had a show called Cedar's World, where they basically highlighted upcoming artists and videos and whatnot. But they had like a animated, say a virtual host, in a way of an animated host that would, saying that was, hosting the show and whatnot, way ahead of his time, and things like that. And they just really dumbed it all down. And it just, and I think it just shows this, this world and the way it is now is like we almost exist in sectors, of our own world where we believe what we want to believe. I mean, I think it's the whole my truth situation. Nobody owns truth, what I'm saying? If all three of us go outside and the sky is blue, is it my truth that the sky is blue? Is it our truth, or is it the truth?
Hmm. Okay.
I'm just saying like that. That is like, I think that's the start of the Like when you can start to believe what you believe and then just move with that and call it my truth, that is the dumbing down of a society. That's a part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's and me so and let's start so let's and moving further on into idiocracy, I would ask you, um in in regular society, in regular society, would would Joe would you how smart would Joe actually be? Now he got into the military, but he just wanted to kind of wanted to secure something for himself and get and stay out of the way. But he did manage to get into the military and everything like that. But some people may say that isn't much to that. But again, how smart would Joe be if he actually applied himself in regular in his society before everything went to shit? And or if you want to apply him to our society right now, how smart would Joe be?
I don't think he'd be genius level, but he'd be above average.
Because he was a librarian, right? A military librarian or something like that.
Is that what that really was?
I think so.
He said nobody comes in there, but it's not records or you know what I'm saying or admin or anything like that. I guess maybe it is. Maybe it was that then because he said nobody comes in there. Most people sometimes you're going to get people coming in there for records and documentation and whatnot. So
But yeah, I think that if he applied himself and actually worked at it and to improve his intellect, he wouldn't be genius level, but he'd be above average.
so then by comparison, you feel like you truly feel like that our world, that our society now, that people are not as nowhere near as dumb completely as the population on Idiocracy, but you do feel like they are definitely much more dull than what was before.
It depends on where you look, because there are definitely people who are as dumb, if not dumber, than the people in Idiocracy. That's for sure.
Oh my God! So you think there are people out there that will watch a movie called Ass that's just nothing but a person's ass?
100%.
Yeah.
Wow! Wow!
Honestly, you put that out now, put it through ads on TikTok, you got probably a $200-300 million.
No, no, see,
I'm not even kidding.
no. I I would hope you are because now you're really saying a lot of people are that stupid.
Yes, I am.
I'm I'm gonna need to take a moment on that one and unpack that because I never felt that way, but I never quite felt that way. But give me a quick moment. I gotta be honest, I never felt that way.
Also I have a question. In this society of idiocracy, how would somebody even have the will and the drive to become president without ambition? These people don't really strike me as people that have ambition.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, because Camacho, yeah, he was the president, but it didn't really go into how he became president. He was just there.
No, like it is it just because he's like, in this world he's like the ultimate showman? So people
Yeah,
are like, oh, there's something special with this guy. Let's put him up there.
yeah. It's like he was just. It felt like he was given the position, like he wasn't elected to that position. It was given to him.
I would say most likely that's how it happened.
Yeah, and I mean, do they still have the traditional like term process where a president can only serve 4 years at a time in a maximum of 2 terms?
It's probably still on the books, but does anyone notice or care?
Yeah, that's another
Would
thing I
they
want to
know?
know. That
Like,
brings that brings me back to one of my original criticisms. Their world building in this movie fucking sucks. Like the world building is god awful. I mean, there
yeah,
are so many flaws all over the place. Now, I get
yeah,
it. I get it that this is comedy and that's not really a priority because most of the audience members are not going to care. They only care about what makes them laugh, what makes them have a good time and smile and laugh and ha ha, whatever. But the world building, if it's done right, is what draws you in, makes you invested in the story being told, makes the world believable. It would, like I said, it would draws you in. And I'm sorry, that just didn't do it for me. It just felt like, man, this is going to sound kind of harsh, but it felt like they took piles of shit in their hands, threw it up against the wall, and they saw what stuck. That's what it felt like to me.
that's not harsh at all. It's a very, very pleasant way to put things.
Yeah, but I'm sorry that's the best way the best way I can to describe it. They stuck their hands in a massive pile of shit and they threw that shit up against the wall to see what stuck. That's what it felt like to me.
I wouldn't go that far, but I do agree that there could be more. There definitely could be more to it.
Yeah, they could have done better with the world building. They not a little bit better. They could have done a lot better with the world building.
I guess, like, yeah, it gives you the essentials to understand sort of what you're experiencing, what you're meant to be experiencing.
Yeah. But look, I've always said it for years. World building is very important when you're creating a story. Very important.
I guess it probably also goes to, I mean, not just that it's a comedy, but also like the length of the movie as well. Like, it doesn't really slow down at all, which is, it's not an excuse for it, but it definitely it doesn't have a whole lot of time to sort of dump information.
You know, I mean, this movie is like less than 2 hours, right? Like an hour and a half, I think.
I think it's less than that.
Really? Okay, I'll look it up.
I feel like it was
Uh,
only 80 something. At least that's what it felt
Idiocracy
like. It always felt like a very quick movie.
runtime. Okay. Idiocracy runs about. It's just shy of an hour and a half.
Okay. Well, like
It
87 or something.
no, it's well, according to IMDb, it is an hour and 24 minutes.
Okay. Wonder if there's like I wonder if it was cut down, like the studio made them cut it down, or if it was just that was always the intended length.
I don't know.
'Cause that's another thing with comedy. You don't want to go too long. There's definitely comedies that they push the 2 hour mark, and sometimes it's just a bit like it could have been a half an hour shorter.
Yeah. The right. But no, it just like I mean, I wish I could. I wish I could enjoy the movie, but I just couldn't.
I'll definitely give an update on my thoughts next week when I've actually seen it again. But
Yeah.
I got very good memories of the movie.
Okay. Now, bit of a sidetrack here, but are you ever planning on watching Foundation?
At some point,
Okay.
as to what that some point is, I'm not sure. So it's what, 3 seasons in now, or like
Yeah, 3 seasons.
3 seasons in?
Did you ever
Okay.
watch season 1 and 2?
No, not yet.
Oh, so you got a ways to go.
Yeah, so if you've got some kind of spoiler, like I likely won't remember by the time I get to it.
Okay. Well, the thing is that the only spoilers that I could really give would be spoilers for season 3, because I don't really remember much from seasons 1 or 2. And any spoilers that I could remember from season 1 or 2 won't really matter because it's it, they would all be jumbled.
Is that the one that kind of pivots focus each season?
There are time jumps
Time jumps, okay.
because
Is it
everything
Silo I'm thinking of? That like focuses on
I
new
wouldn't
characters
know
each
because I
season?
haven't watched Silo.
That's another one I really would like to get to.
Yeah, but in the one thing I will say is that the main villain of Foundation is this character known as the Mule. And the Mule is a
El
character that
Burro.
this character known as the Mule is a character that has access to mental abilities that gives them the ability to control people with their mind. And they are very powerful with this ability. They can tell people to compel them to love them or to kill their own allies, fire on their own allies. And like the first season takes place hundreds of years before the mule shows up. And throughout the first season leading up to the third season, there will be several time jumps leading up to the mule showing up in season 3. And how they get to that point is the main character, who is a woman by the name of Gail Dornick. She goes into stasis to do those time jumps over the course of centuries so that she can develop her own mental abilities to fight the mule. And yeah. Now there is a bit of a twist when they reveal when they reveal the mule. The mule is interesting, but there's a bit of a twist regarding that character. Now that is a huge spoiler. Huge spoiler. And I do not want to reveal that spoiler. And I think anybody who does is an asshole. So, I'm not going to say anything regarding it. Just watch the show, get to that point, and you're probably going to lose your mind when you get to that point if you manage to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, it should be pretty. I can't say like I've seen that people like the show. I can't say I've really seen any spoilers for that show though at all,
Yeah.
which is good because there's certain shows you just like Dexter, for example. Yeah, I had to watch that every week because even the official accounts for the fucking show would post a spoiler within like a day.
Oh,
So
those guys are
if I
dicks.
hadn't watched, yeah, like if I hadn't watched it, I would have been very pissed.
Like, what kind of official like social media page for a TV show would post spoilers for their own show?
Like, give it at least 5 days,
Yeah, exactly.
not like the next day or 2 days later. Like, come on.
That's kind of a dick move.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it's increasingly common, it seems like.
It's like, yeah, well, we expect our viewers to watch the show the day it comes out. It's like, yeah, well, not everybody can do that. Like, maybe some people have to work, and maybe some people have to, like, as soon as they get off work, they don't want to watch a show late into the evening. They just want to come home, they want to make dinner, and then they want to go to bed or something.
Or
That's
maybe
it. There's times like that where I've got something sitting there. I get home, it's late, I'm tired. I'm just like, yeah, I'll watch that tomorrow. Like, I want to focus
Exactly.
on this thing.
Yeah,
turn my
exactly.
brain off, watch some bum fights.
Yeah, exactly. Eat some chicken wings, watch some bum fights, have a good old time.
Yeah, bum fights and chicken wings. That sounds like a good time.
Back in the early 2000s, it was the peak of entertainment.
Wait, are you talking about actual bum fights, as in like homeless people fighting each other?
Yeah, it used to be like a what do you call it, like a video series.
I thought that was illegal.
I'm sure it was, but it was still a thing.
No more illegal than Fight Club.
Yeah, when we don't talk about Fight Club. That's the first rule of Fight Club.
Like, come on, Stone. Were
Not
you
in
born
Fight.
yesterday?
Come on, man. Fight Club is over. Brad Pitt's an asshole. Fucking, it's just all shit, man.
We
Look
don't
at,
talk about Fight Club.
And we don't talk about Brad Pitt's asshole.
Yeah,
we
that
gotta
too.
talk about Meatloaf's tits.
Big Bob has
What?
bitch tits.
Why bring up Meatloaf's tits?
Because he had bitch tits.
Oh,
His
first
name was
off,
Robert
Meatloaf is
Paulson.
dead, so why do we care?
See what?
Yeah, Meatloaf is dead. Did you not know that?
I mean, I was just trying to see why'd you say that?
It's, I mean, look, I was never really a fan of Meatloaf's music, so
Wow.
Stone was talking about you've seen Fight Club, right?
I've seen parts of it. I've never seen it all the way through.
No, Meatloaf was actually in the movie as a character.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he had bitch tits, big old tit ass.
Have you seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
A long time ago, and I will
It
never see that movie again.
was the biker that comes out of like a storeroom or something.
I hate that movie.
Really?
Oh,
So you hate the gays?
I cannot stand Rocky Horror Picture Show. I hate that movie. I've seen it once, and I was forced to see it because I went to a convention with my brother and my two cousins, and I went to they had like this whole thing where they did like an on-stage performance where the movie was playing in the background, and like they would like have the performers play out the movie while the movie is playing in the background, and the audience would have to participate with the performers,
Yeah,
and
apparently that's a big thing.
it
Like
is a
it's a
big thing.
very popular
Yeah,
thing.
and I kept telling my brother and my cousins that I refused to go. I did not want to go. And they said, if you don't come with us, we're going to drag you there kicking and screaming. And I was like, oh my God. And they said, like, we're going to duct tape you to the chair if you don't go. And I was like, oh, fuck, fine, I'll go. And I ended up going, and I just stood there with my arms crossed. I stood there with my arms crossed while everybody else was having a good time. I fucking hated every second of it. I hated it. I got
Fun,
pointed at. I got
fun
pointed
to
at, and
Charles
people
Whedon.
laughed at me. It's just like I did not have a good time. I
I
hated
mean,
it.
because you got to imagine everyone's having a great time. Just sitting there like, oh, rumph.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, I fucking hated every second of it. I did. I did not like it at all.
Transsexual Transylvania, indeed.
Yeah, it's just like, look, I don't like being a part of like large groups of people. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable, and I just get anxious. It's it fucks with my anxiety, and I don't like it. And all that
Yeah,
activity,
I guess in a
all that
setting like that as well, yeah, where it's like sort of putt, drag show, putt, like whatever the fuck, like it's
yeah, all that activity, all that loud noises, all those people, it was really fucking with me, and I just did not want to be there. I wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. And when it was over, I pretty much just told my cousins and my brother to go fuck themselves, and I just went back to my hotel room.
it's like next time you want to hang out, just don't call me.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happened.
Like, I don't care if Tim Curry's a legend. You guys are jerks.
Oh yeah, I fucking love Tim Curry too. I think he's one of my favorite actors, but it's just, I mean, not that movie. Actually, my favorite Tim Curry movie would have to be McHale's Navy. I fucking love that movie.
Never seen it. I don't. I don't
Really?
think. I
Oh
don't
man,
think.
McHale's Navy with Tom Arnold is such a great movie. I love that movie. One of my favorite quotes in that entire movie is what happens near the end of the movie, where Tim Curry just turns around, takes his sunglasses off, all dramatic like, and he says in a Russian accent, "What a dick." I can't go further than that because it's a bit of a spoiler, but you need to see the movie to understand the context as to why he said that.
It's one of those movies I've always heard like it's a great movie. Just never seen it.
It's a great movie. It really is.
All right, so we done with Idiocracy?
I think we are.
Wow, really? I mean, okay. I would certainly hope my last thoughts on Idiocracy, because I mean it's only an hour and 24 minutes, but it's a lot packed into this. And I truly do feel like a lot of this is just I mean I don't know. I don't know. I look at the interactions and some of the people, and I just feel like now why I don't think that there'll be a whole movie theater people just watching and just watching the ass for 2 hours and laughing. I do think that there are people that are just vapid and are losing basic skills, and that we'll have people that won't be able to farm after a while. I don't know. It's weird. I would definitely say that that back then I thought of it as just like, wow, this world be really fucked. I mean, God, could the world get this fucked up? Now I'm wondering how close we are. Like that's what's different now in like I would probably say 19 years since that movie first came out. It was more like, wow, could the world really be like this? To man, how close are we to really being spot on accurate?
Or even that being an almost optimist view of the future by comparison.
No, this is not. Almost nothing about this movie is optimistic.
No, I mean by comparison to the trajectory of reality.
I mean, more violent. I mean, but then again, Camacho was up there addressing the people, and I think he pulled out. I mean, he pulled out a fucking pretty heavy machine gun out there.
Oh yeah, he certainly did. I don't think he shot anybody though. And see, there's the difference.
But that's the thing though. He could. He might.
I guess, yeah. We don't know. We haven't seen every speech he's ever done, so who knows how previous events went.
Excuse me, but I won't hold us up if we feel like that. There's nothing more of the details. Look, if in 19 years you haven't seen it, I mean,
21 years.
Hold up, it was 2000. Oh, that's right. Did I say 2006? That's right. Hold on, wait a second. It was 2004.
Fairly sure it was 2004. Let me have a look. Oh, now. Stupid internet.
I do feel if
Oh,
Trump,
no, it was 2006. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
I do feel like if Trump was healthier and a younger man as president, he might be close to Camacho.
If he wasn't like,
This new event is going to be huge. And if you don't agree, fuck you. Come and get this smoke.
he wishes he had Camacho's hair, that glorious mane, glorious silky mane.
But I think also showing us the blending of the, you know what I'm saying, the Latino and Black culture.
Yes, also true.
I mean, he's definitely a symbol of that. But does he speak Spanish though?
Mm,
I don't remember him speaking Spanish.
no, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, of course, it's Idiocracy.
I'd say like a second language is incomprehensible. It's like barely, barely work the one language I've got.
But I think overall, for an hour and 24-minute movie, much of it, give or take a few minutes for the credits. I would say take a few minutes for the credits. It's more about like a stark, over the top, funny, but secret, but slyly like shaking you awake view of like, could the world be this way? I mean, people already litter at a ridiculous rate. Hospitals are packed. You know what I'm saying? There are people sometimes that are literally sitting around wounded, waiting for help. You know, I mean, it happens in the hospitals. And if you don't have insurance, you can't get in there. You know, it's becoming a nation where, I mean, it's like I say, as long as you can appeal or blend to the base that you're trying to, you know, so that you're trying to pander to. I mean, which Idiocracy definitely, like they said, you know, that when you try to speak to him, try to speak to certain people regularly, they saw it, they saw him as a little bit, I forgot the other word, and let's say a loose cigarette.
That's right. Because didn't the judge, like when he was being sentenced, didn't the judge like think like say like allude to him being gay or straight out called him gay or something?
I
Say
think
again.
so.
Say again.
I think when Joe was being sentenced, I feel like the judge said something about him being like either being gay or homosexual, or like he alluded something. Maybe just flat out said it. I forget.
I believe the word that they use because the narrator said it. Okay, we got to go here, I guess. Faggy.
That's what the judge said.
Well, that's what the narrator said. The judge might have said that too. But that's what, you know. So that's what the narrator says. You know, when he saw these people out there and whatnot, and he was speaking to them, and then that's what he felt like they felt about the way he was speaking to them. So yeah, okay. I mean, and we have people like that right now, right? That somebody speaks in a way that you know what I'm saying, that seems so much smarter than them. Somehow that bleeds into their sexual orientation.
Yeah, or if it's not that directly, it's they still sort of they'll mock you for it, as though it's weird to speak, proper English or whatever you want to call it.
But I do believe in equality, and I do believe that there are idiot gay people as well. So let's make sure we make that known.
All right, so we've got you on the record. Mr. Stone says gay people are stupid.
Yeah, I'm making a note of it right now.
All right, cool. It's on the official TEE record.
Oh wow! Well, I guess we got my co-host coming out then.
Coming out of what?
The closet.
Oh my God. You know what? No, I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to make it now because it could be interpreted wrong.
Like
But I
coming out
would
of the
just.
closet, going into butts.
But again, idiocracy, folks, a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, or a lot of over the top fun. But again, it just makes you, if you look, just look at certain things. A broken Roomba, a broken robot vacuum that's basically stuck in one place, basically just cleaning the same spot, telling you your floor is clean. I'm just saying, folks. Barcode tattoos. Your big ass fries from Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, as it were.
Well, technically, Cars Jr. and Hardee's are the same company.
But yeah, but depending on where you are, it could be that. See, here in Virginia, we don't have Hardee's and Carl's Jr. It's just Hardee's.
See, here we've just got Carl's Jr.
Wait, you have Carl's Jr. where you're at, Damian?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of them, but they do exist.
Shit. I don't have Carl's Jr. anywhere where I'm at. I don't even think I have Hardee's either.
Yeah, one opened near me a few years ago. I went there. I thought it was good.
I have had Carl's Jr. before, but it was when I went to the West Coast.
Wow, okay. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like this is, and I mean, and how true is that? I mean, because I don't know, McDonald's is dying. Fucking Burger King is.
McDonald's is dying because they're turning their restaurant into looking like a bank.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, there's a number of reasons why McDonald's is dying, but it's because their food is shit, except for their fries. Their fries are delicious, but their burgers look like that. Their burgers look like that. I mean, their burgers don't look good.
No, and everything's so much smaller too.
Yeah, it looks like their
Like
portion sizes have gotten smaller.
like where I live, recently a Hungry Jack's opened up next door to a McDonald's, which Hungry Jack's is Australian Burger King.
Yeah.
For some reason they couldn't use the name. I think because some restaurant already had the name Burger King, or there's some thing, but it's the same deal.
Mhm.
And if I can, I'll always go to the Hungry Jack's. It's so much nicer.
Yeah,
They're just not open as late, which is annoying.
yeah. But no, just let's see, what restaurant do I have near me well, I mean, not it's nationwide, but the one that I actually prefer. Um, I I don't eat there as often anymore because it's not very good for me, but they do have good food. Well, it's not healthy for you, but it does taste delicious.
Yeah.
It is Taco Bell.
Yeah, we do have Taco Bell here, but I don't think there's one even remotely close to me.
Yeah, I love Taco Bell. Yeah. I usually get like a very particular type of meal from there. It's simplistic, but I've gotten the same meal from there ever since I was a kid. I would get like 6 soft tacos. I would get a drink, and ever since they added the nacho fries, I would get nacho fries with the tacos as well. and I would
It's
get
just like just cheap fast Mexican food, right?
yeah, pretty much. That's all it
Yeah.
is. And I would always get that meal, and it was just like so freaking good. And I like there's a mall near me, and when I was a kid, I would go there all the time whenever I would get off of school, and I would get my I don't really like to talk about him, but my father would take me to that mall, and we would get Taco Bell for dinner, and I would get that meal from Taco Bell every evening. Well, every time I was with my father after school, we would get that Taco Bell from the mall. And that would be my dinner. So, yeah, it's kind of nostalgic for me.
And it sounds like a good dinner too.
Yeah, it was. It was delicious.
So I'm guessing nacho fries just being fries, but with like cheese and stuff on top.
Yeah, it also has some kind of like seasoning on the fries as well.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. It's kind of like a spicy seasoning.
Like a peri peri or something.
Something like that, yeah. But it's not there all the time. It's like a limited thing.
Bring it back every like 4 months or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So whenever they bring the nacho fries back, I get the biggest thing of nacho fries I can get, and I usually just pig out because I'm a fat ass.
Yeah, every now and then I'll make it at home, and I'm just like, I could make a smaller version, but I don't want to. What am I, a child? Fuck that bullshit. Go big or go home. Well, I am home, but go big or go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if I eat that amount of food, I usually end up going to bed anyway because
I was about to say it's go big and go to bed.
yeah, because I get thrown into a food coma.
Yep. Like sometimes if I got if I got it, like my mouth broke. If I've got it, I'll like put some like pulled pork or something on there as well. Oh,
Oh
good
man,
shit.
that sounds amazing because I do love me some pulled pork.
Yes, sir.
Ugh.
And it buffs it out and kind of actually makes it a meal. Like you don't need anything with it.
Hmm. Yeah.
You can sort of be like, yeah, I ate air quotes healthy today. I had meat along with my masses of fried potato and cheese.
Yeah, that's good. That is gonna go straight to your ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or my gut and my face, which has always been where I've carried my weight, unfortunately. In the visible places. No
Yeah.
one's looking at my ass, but they can see the gut sticking out. An old moon face.
Yeah.
Shit, I might have to have that for dinner tomorrow. I want that.
Yeah. All right.
All
Oh.
right. So,
Yep.
Alien Earth.
Yeah.
Episode.
So Stone, you ready to talk about Alien Earth now?
Not ready to talk about it.
You're not ready to talk about it?
Yeah,
I'm
I
confused.
think I think I said that right. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, okay. Now I get it. That took me a minute to figure out what that actually meant. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I am super smart. Yeah, I would fit right into Idiocracy.
Oh, come on now. That was me being a little tricky there. That's all. That was
No.
not basic. Like, okay, let's do a quick tester. Do you feel like someone who doesn't know what a syllable is?
I
It's
know
an
what a
idiot.
syllable is.
No, not you. I'm just saying, do you feel like someone who doesn't know what a syllable is an idiot?
Not necessarily, but it's also like, really?
Yeah, if you don't know what a syllable is, I mean, like not blah. Now my mouth isn't working. Fuck.
What's
But
going on here?
yeah, I know.
Storm's going to happen to you soon, too. There's some
Yeah,
kind of curse today.
yeah. But no, if you don't
Start
know
thinking
what
about
the
nacho cheese fries.
yeah, if you don't know what the specific meaning of a syllable is, that's fine. But if you know what a syllable is used in a specific word, I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
I know what a syllable is when it's used in the context of an actual word. Yes, I know, but I don't know what the specific definition of a syllable is. I could just
I got a
look
lot of
up.
things. Yeah, I got a lot of words like that where it's like I know how to use it, where to use it. But
Yeah,
if you were to ask me like define this exactly, I'd be like, I could maybe give you a loose definition, but
yeah, exactly.
This Damian, sir, define Dirty Sanchez.
Oh,
uh,
God.
poop mustache.
Yeah, that about covers it.
Now, why the name Sanchez?
Hey, what?
Because it
And
looks
why the name
when
Sanchez?
because when you get a dirty Sanchez, it makes you look like a guy named Sanchez.
And why? And who is Sanchez?
Some guy with a mustache.
A fancy Spanish man,
Oh,
Mr. Sanchez.
oh, okay.
And the reason why it's called the dirty Sanchez is because the mustache is made out of shit.
Mm. Mm-mm. No, I'm
It was
sure the cart.
also
No, I'm sure the cartels will not like to hear that.
they know all about it.
Yeah,
When they're
I'm
not
sure
beheading
they're
people, they're doing
aware
that to
of the
people.
origins of the dirty Sanchez.
They may have invented it.
Maybe. You know how much ass they. No, no, no.
No, 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 no.
What? Okay, all right, Alien Earth folks. All right, I'm starting. All right, are we feeling like? Are we feeling like the now? All right, two questions for you guys. Do you feel like the Teocellus is becoming the main character? Is becoming one of the main characters of this show? And second question: do you believe, like I believe, that like for some reason it wants to take? I thought it was the hero at first, but it seemed like it wants to take everybody out.
First question, yes, I am getting that feeling.
Wait, what are we talking about here? The eye?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
eye.
The eye, okay. I still think that the eye is not an actual bad guy. I don't think it is.
Maybe not necessarily, but it's definitely got a good. It's definitely got a very calculating mind.
It does.
What
I
whether
think the
that's
eye
a
is more
survival thing
intelligent.
or if it's more nefarious, I'm not
I think the
sure.
eye is more intelligent than we realize. I just don't think it's evil.
Because
but what about
it got
what about
spoilers. It got Toodles killed.
Isaac?
Toodles.
Okay, which one is Toodles?
The one that
Isaac.
prefers to go by Isaac.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I forgot his name was Toodles until the
Yeah, Toodles was his
programmer guy came in.
designation.
Toodles? What happened to Toodles?
Look,
Toodles.
I am not going to bend. I am not going to bend the ugly boy Cavalier's will. Okay.
Yeah, the Boy Cavalier called him Toodles, but Toodles prefers to go by Isaac
I would too.
after Isaac Newton.
But he seems like he wouldn't know what was happening if an apple fell on his head, though.
I think an apple did kind of fall on his head in the form of some bug creature that sprayed a acidic fluid in his face and then incapacitated him because I don't think he's dead.
I
See,
don't know about that.
what do we know about death when it comes to these hybrids. Are we
Um,
are we in full belief that these kids' consciousness were actually transferred to these synth bodies? Are we in full belief of that? I still feel like it's a scheme, because if it wasn't, I feel like he wouldn't be so intent on getting these specimens, especially the xenomorph. And and like I said, and he's already dabbled in something, if not xenomorph DNA, or or got his hands on some black goo or something that allow him to do something to where the way she's able to connect or bond. But let me ask you guys a question about that bond with Wendy and the xenomorph. There's talk, there's YouTube talk that that the Hive is trying to manipulate Wendy. What do you guys think about that?
I actually have a problem with what Wendy was talking about with her brother, where she was saying it seemed like she was trying to make the xenomorph relatable.
like
Okay.
almost like we could raise this one to be good.
She was trying to make them relatable, and it's like with the history that we have with the xenomorphs, all the slaughter, all the bloodshed, all the death that we've received at the hands of the xenomorph, it's like no, we can't find them relatable after all the shit that we've dealt with these creatures. We see xenomorph,
But you
we
gotta
kill them.
but do you understand that but see the thing about it is, now, aside from that conversation, and I stand with you on that, Charles. But on the other side of that, xenomorphs own no spaceships. How do they keep getting here? How do they keep inhabiting people?
Because humans are dumb.
Yeah,
It's like,
curious
ooh,
and
look
stupid.
at this egg. I'm going to bring it onto my ship and I'm going to experiment on it. Oh no, what is this thing on my face? Oh, oh my
And then
God, people are so
then
fucking stupid. You
then
see a
some
space egg, you stay the fuck away from it.
instead of just going up to it and be like, oh, sticky.
Oh my God, ah. And then slightly takes that scientist guy into the room and then releases the face hugger. And it's like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
Well,
like he was not getting the brother. That's for sure.
Oh,
Like
I knew
well,
that
I,
was
I
going to
figured that originally, but just like yeah, like the way that played out, where he's just like, no, you have to, we have to go see the thing, and the brother's just like, yeah, and then the other guy comes in to take him away, and it's just like,
happen.
what's up with that
At
guy?
that point, I was like, yeah, that plan's not going to work. It's like the brother
No,
is now suspicious, and it's like there's no way you're going to get him alone. There's
he's
no,
either suspicious or creeped out, or like he's not going anywhere alone with you.
yeah, that plan went out the fucking window at that point. But then a fucking victim just fell into his lap with the doctor guy.
well, because as the chatter is going around, like these crews going back to the Nostrano, I believe, if I'm saying it right. I do
Nostromo,
apologize, John. Oh,
Nostromo.
oh, okay. That that from them, this crew.
Actually,
Sorry.
I said actually.
Oh, okay. But them, this crew and everything like that, that a lot of them are not very smart.
Yeah, but
No.
also another thing, when the guy got latched on by the face hugger, Kirsch saw the whole thing and didn't alert anybody.
Yeah, there's that very sort of classic from the other movies, like the synth knows something is up, but he's got his own sort of thing that he's seeing
Well,
play out. And I'm intrigued to
well,
see what his plan is. Is he just intrigued to see what happens?
I mean, and it's like, look, the bottom line is this: what all of these different movies have taught us, right, is that is that seemingly smart people create and generate beings, create entities, and they try to make them more human-like, more mobile, more saying dynamic like humans. But the one thing that they never seem to do is put a cap. When you make a machine able to just gain intelligence as it learns, as it experiences, and things like that, without a cap on, on its, on its growth rate, it's going to keep on growing. And so when you get to a certain point of growth, and you start and you start looking at some doofy guy who believes that he's still smarter than you, it just, what I'm saying, it's hard for him to have emotion, but somehow he's getting an ego. Somehow absent of emotion, ego can still be present. Ego definitely is still present in Kirsch. And that's what this is about. Like, if those xenomorphs break out, not only is he super intelligent, but he's super physically capable. Is, is Ugly Boy Cavalier.
He's physically capable, yes.
Oh, physically,
Yeah, I guess, yeah, like
physically capable to do what? Hold up, hold up a chest
no.
burster?
I mean Kirsch. But I'm just thinking, yeah, it's got to be some kind of robotic ego because it never worked that well in the other movies.
What I think he's doing is, if these xenomorphs get out, like I said, synths and even the hybrids, at least most of them, because I haven't seen much strength or much dynamic ability from, from the guys really. But it would seem that they have these abilities, like the synth strength, abilities and things like that. So along being intelligent, they're physically able to handle themselves to a certain degree, with the xenomorphs. Boy Cavalier and those of his ilk are not. Utani
He
is not.
He would be doomed in a second.
And that's what I think is like. You think that you're like that you're still the pinnacle of everything. Like, I'm as smart as you, if not smarter than you, and I can physically handle myself. What I'm saying? You, with all your intelligence, you have nothing to protect yourself except me.
It's like, what are you gonna flash your dirty feet at it and hope it runs away?
Nope. He's gonna pull out his trusty wooden sword.
Avast I'm Peter Pan and shit. And then it's just a bloodbath.
So yeah, that's what if that's what that's what I would preface that as. Like, I think he's just wanting to see, like when this becomes, primal, playing ground, who, who will survive, who will be the fittest.
And then who would you bet on with Kirsch versus fuck, I'm forgetting his name, the cyborg.
Morrow.
Yeah. That was a great little scene there in the elevator.
I would say Kirsch, because
I was thinking the same.
Because basically there's no, he has to, what Morrow is trying to do is lean more into like not being human, what I'm saying, and being more robotic or more, about things, what I'm saying. Like, Kirsch was created with that.
What was it? Because he's like, what did he say? The thing I enjoy about killing synths is they don't feel pain. Like, they don't even know when I'm chopping them up. And Kirsch says something like, I would think that would be the appeal, is the pain, to remind you that you're still human when the eyes pop. That was just, in general, that was just a great fucking scene.
I'm just saying, like, now, do you see Morrow being that he does work for Wayland Utani, and people are, again, I would definitely say the YouTube chatter on Alien Earth, they really try to look at the situation a certain way, like because of what was done for Morrow and everything like that, that it's less about him being an evil guy, you know what I'm saying, gladly willing to serve, you know what I'm saying, Wayland Utani's, you know what I'm saying, wishes, but more about a loyalty because of what they were able to do for him. So they're trying to be empathetic of the position he's playing, but I still look at going to a guy's house with his family sitting in front of his mother, like, and he's not saying it, but those of us who've seen enough movies knows what he's saying.
And I think if the if the Indian kid had flat out refused him, I think he would have killed her on the communication, so he could hear it, or at least like done her some harm, so he could hear the to give him a bit of a nudge, make sure he went in his direction.
So that's why I have certain trepidations about Morrow as the sympathetic character in this situation. I think the only one who is sympathetic, um, and to a certain degree, is Wendy. Um, I've heard chatter. I don't even want to put it. I really don't want to put it in the ether, but it kind of already is out there. But I'm hearing chatter that they may be they may be, you know what I'm saying, they may be, I guess, crafting a trail, blazing a trail for Wendy to become the xenomorph goddess, which I hope they, I hate to say it like that, but I hope they don't whitewash this. I hope they don't whitewash that.
That's right, because you said in the comics it was a black woman.
By the name of Lee.
Or what? Lee?
Yeah. And yeah, so I was just like, if that's what it was in the comics, and I'm not making it up, I didn't imagine this. This is what I found out about. So I'm just going off of that, and I feel like I just wouldn't want them to do that any more than, like anyone, like, because like I said, because I'm understanding the whole thing about nostalgia and what that means and the recognition of things. I think I just always felt like that with certain people when it came to changing races or genders or characters. I just feel like some, chauvinistic, what I'm saying, sexually discriminative and racist people try to blend in with the people who are really talking, who really seriously are about nostalgia, and they're not about being vindictive towards somebody else, but they'll blend in there, and they'll really give that, and they'll really, put gasoline on that fire because they want to be able, if they could use that to shut down someone, being looked at in that way, then great. That's all the better. That doesn't matter whether they believe in the nostalgia cause or not. So it's just, yeah, so I definitely get all of that, and I'm realizing that now, even with certain situations like this, because I think that I think it's not even so much to say I want to see a black woman, but it's like it's in the comics, and if you do this on something like this that's gaining so much motion right now, I think you kind of put in a way, either unconsciously or whatever, putting spin on what I was talking to you guys about before. Like, I don't think I've ever seen I don't think I've ever seen an African American person basically be put excuse me, be put through the morph process. I guess I'll call it that. I've never seen any one of us be put through the morph process in any movie that I've seen.
No, not that I can think of. A little side note, that does remind me of something I wanted to ask Charles. Charles, do you remember anyone? I mean, I'm sure there were people, but do you remember there being a backlash to Jeffrey Wright being cast as Gordon in the Batman?
slightly, but I mean, I'll let him answer. But I heard there
Oh,
was some slight
Jeffrey Wright
things.
as Gordon in the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
Yes, there was some backlash, but not much.
it must have been because he came out recently and slammed the backlash as racist and stupid, and I was like, I don't remember seeing anyone complaining. I think
I
like
remember, I
everything I saw,
remember,
people were just like, cool,
I
and he did a
remember there
great job.
was, I remember there was some backlash when the casting was announced.
But it's from,
But
I imagine from the usual suspects, the same people that
yeah,
do
it
that
was
shit for
from the
fucking
it was
everything.
from the usual suspects, but there was
Yeah.
not a lot of backlash from what I remember. It was from the usual suspects, and people were basically saying that uh, Gordon has to be white, that he can't be a black man, yada yada yada, whatever. And I pretty much just saw the casting as like, well, I mean, this is like they already established that this is on Earth 2. This is not the Prime universe. So they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want with the character. So I'm willing to see where they take it. And when I saw the Batman, I was like, okay, Jeffrey Wright did a great job. I thought he was fine. I had no issue with it. And
Like actors and stuff, they need to learn. You don't give these people attention
yeah, I
because it
had
like typically is the minority of the fan base. Like most
and,
people don't care.
and I've been hearing rumors that James Gunn want. I have no concrete evidence of this. It's only rumors that I've heard. But I've heard rumors that James Gunn wants to bring Robert Pattinson's interpretation of Batman into the main DCU.
Hmm.
So I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, so far, like just given how it's been set up so far, I don't see that working. But
I
you
mean,
know,
if he
if you do
finds
it
a way to
right,
make
I
it,
guess.
look, I already said I don't like Superman. I don't. But if he finds a way to make it work, I would be open to see what he does with
Like, yeah, it would have to be pretty much expertly done
it. Yeah,
because it's a very, very different,
tone.
not even tone, but just everything.
Yeah.
Everything about it is yeah, wildly different.
Well, for starters, the Batman is more grounded. There's nothing like otherworldly
Yeah,
or
nothing fantastical about it.
yeah, nothing is fantastical about it at all.
Hey,
So
guy, hey guys, question.
yeah,
Um, the um, the alien plant, nicknamed the Dissolver. Like, why do you think? Like, why do you think they're saving so much content on, say, on this particular
That,
species that they have?
that thing that they're feeding meat to, like the thing that Isaac was very almost hypnotized by when he first came across it.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it can't be a good thing.
I think there. I mean, I think that thing is sentient. Maybe I think it might be sentient, and I think they might be developing a potential bond between Isaac and whatever that plank thing is.
mm,
Which also to Stone's point earlier about wait, who said he might not be dead? Was that Stone or
That
was
was
that
me.
you?
That was me.
I was sort of wondering, like, we don't know exactly where their their storage or their you know uh, CPU. No, like, we don't know where all the information is kept. So that could be in that chest or something. Like just because his head is destroyed, maybe it's still salvageable.
Look, I really don't believe that Isaac or I'm just gonna call him Isaac. Look, I don't.
Toodles.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead. I don't. I think he's simply disabled, and that all they have to do is repair the damage that's been done, and then just bring him back.
Or just 3D print a new body and transpose what's necessary or something.
Pretty much. Yeah.
or craft a new one. However they do it.
Yep. I think he'll be fine.
Just real quick, were they able they were able to contain that thing again, right?
What thing?
That plant.
The plant was never out.
Yeah, the plant was never out. The things that got out were the flies.
And so when he was running through a hallway, that's where the thing was. Because that moment where that little stem or whatever came out, that was just where it was already being kept.
Oh no! Like it's in the containment thing now. Next to, I think it's on the other side of the eggs.
Yeah, the
Oh,
plant thing's
okay.
it's in its containment unit, and it never got out. The thing that destroyed Isaac or damaged Isaac were those fly things that sprayed that acidic fluid on him.
Yeah, like some kind of paralytic, corrosive awfulness.
I get it, but when we go back to the moment where the thing was like hanging from somewhere and where he was almost hypnotized, like
Yeah, that was episodes ago during
I
the
get it.
crash.
I get it, but I'm trying, but see, I'm trying to get a baseline of what of trying, maybe just trying to figure out what this thing might do because when I see this thing, I keep thinking about Jumanji. You know, that's
Yeah.
when I see that, I keep thinking about Jumanji. And the one thing about plants, you know, and things like that, like what do they like to do, guys?
Root.
And
Putty.
when those roots get bigger, so they got to do what?
Yeah.
They got to spread. They got to expand.
Yes, true.
So that's what I'm thinking.
I also wonder how did that thing get from containment to the hallway? How does this thing move?
See, that's what I'm trying to talk to you guys about. Like that's what I'm trying to talk to you guys about.
Well, you should have said so. You confused everybody.
No, come on, guys. Like I'm trying to tell you, like it's weird. He got to a place where he was hanging up amongst the hallway at his place, and it's like what was he trying to do? Was he trying to root himself there? Was this thing gonna start spreading out eventually as it ate people? Like I want to know its process. What is it trying? What is it ultimately going to do? Because like I said, to me, most times plants, they're going to grow. They're going to grow more petals. They're going to spread. You know,
or it has spores, something akin.
So the spores will look to basically pollinate something else and then grow itself, right?
That, or maybe it could attach to another surface, grow another one, and it spreads that way.
Oh, just like that. So just to a wall, it could just
or into something. But given the lack of something organic.
But that is scary. I mean, but that is scary. I mean, if a spore could just get to a wall and just start to develop another one of those things, that's scary within itself, though. I have to admit.
Yeah, because eventually, any structure or any building or whatever it's in gets overrun with these things, and God knows what it does.
And then when they start getting, and then that's the thing. See a plant or a couple of, let's just say a small garden, they can only be so forceful. They have to be more strategic, more clever, more seducing. But when you're in a forest, they don't have to be so seducing anymore. You know what I'm saying? They can just come and get you now. You know?
Yeah.
Once you enter in there and they know they got you, they can just come and get you. There's no need to even play around with this now, you know. But when it's like only one or two of them, or maybe even 3 or 4 of them, you know what I'm saying? There's only so much they can do. You still have the ability to pull away somewhere. But if they can get a place just basically like hanging watermelons of just, you know what I'm saying? Do you think it's all around? It's just like, yeah,
Or just be anywhere and everywhere, just in any bush or behind any bush. You never know where the fuck these things are.
because it almost reminds me of that big plant in Jumanji, the one that basically was able to pull those damn vines out to grab, you know what I'm saying, to grab the kid, and then the closet door open. I mean, this whole damn thing, this was like wide open, trying to pull him in there and everything like that. Like yeah, it definitely reminds me of that. But like, but then you see it's a part of a whole system. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so who knows what other, you know what I'm saying, what other things are attached to that, you know? So it's like I'm just wondering, like they're really biding their time to really like show the full force of that one though, I would say. And I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I like an update because he's just so annoying. Like, like is Boy Cavalier worse? Is he Could he possibly be worse than Waylon Yutani?
I mean, Waylon Yutani is pretty bad, but
And I
I
asked this
will.
question, knowing just how ridiculously evil they are. Absolutely. So,
But
and then saying that,
however, I would say that in that meeting that Yutani and Boy Cavalier were having,
yeah,
at least Yutani was willing to take the specimens off Earth.
Oh, so she says anyway.
Or so she says, but at least she was willing to admit that. Boy Cavalier, he flat out said that he was going to keep them on Earth for and not even explore the possibility of taking them off Earth.
For another, let's assume it's been like surely it's only been a max of like 2 weeks, right?
I think they said 6 weeks is how
No,
long it was.
I mean like so far though, like in the
So
show,
far, it's been 2 weeks, but the max for quarantine is six
is
weeks
6. Yeah, so he's keeping them for another month,
for another
so
month. Yeah.
well,
and
let me
that's
ask you.
if he even plans to give them up then, if he's
Yeah.
not just gonna either get what he wants and burn everything, or just come up with some other reason why he's not going to give them up.
And then, of course, there's the other situation that Morrow had suggested to Yutani that they're going to get their specimens back by doing Morrow's plan by causing chaos, and in the chaos, they swoop in and take their specimens back. And
What is
that's
it?
what's going on.
Destabilize the facility, I think he said.
Yeah, destabilize this facility
Um,
through chaos.
and this is
And
and this is
and
the Go ahead.
that's their whole plan with what they're doing with Slightly.
Well,
And
this is
they're
the
gonna
foreshadowing that makes it. This is foreshadowing of things that I feel like it's like they don't. It's like as smart as they claim themselves to be and all the money, they still don't understand that these things thrive on the chaos. They
Yup,
thrive on it.
exactly.
And
Like
go ahead.
no, it's just like as soon as that chest burster comes out of that doctor's chest, all hell is gonna break loose. That xenomorph is gonna release its partner, that's one that's in the containment unit, and then they're gonna have two xenomorphs to contend with, which one is difficult enough to deal with. Now you're gonna have two to deal with.
And
Oh
one's
man, it's
currently in
gonna
the
be.
vents. It could go anywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
Oh,
it's gonna be so fucking hard.
and by the way, question you guys, what would be the logical way that a corporation would try to use the xenomorphs?
Easy weapons.
Okay, but how?
They would find a way to subjugate them probably through pain conditioning.
I don't.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
no,
if you want to, you could do that, or they could just keep them contained and basically drop them. You know, drop them into a
Yeah,
group of
that's true.
enemies, and they're just going to go nuts.
Yeah. They could end up doing pain conditioning, or they would just use them as just weapons of random chaos, where they
Who
would
would be
have them in a containment unit and then drop them in a troubled area, and then just let them loose. And then
And
once
then
they're
just
no longer useful, just swoop in and take them out.
just mop up
who,
the
who would
aftermath.
become them?
Huh?
Who would become them?
Probably prisoners, I think.
Dissidents,
Yeah, dissidents,
critics of the
prisoners.
corporation,
Yeah,
critics of the
Yeah,
corporation,
anyone
yeah,
anyone who's not going to be missed.
yeah. Homeless
or
people,
or,
possibly.
or opponents of their progress.
Yep.
They'll
Yeah.
be missed. They'll be missed, but they're too dangerous to be kept alive regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And and yeah, um, I don't know if you would go and take them out. I guess if you want to take over if you want to take over that area after, you know what I'm saying, after you taking out your enemies, I guess you'll go back there and take them on out possibly. You know what I'm saying? But if they have stun techniques and all this type of stuff like that, in which to supposedly knock them out, though somebody did but though the internet, well, the YouTube chatters, you know what I'm saying, suggests that the xenomorph skin is such that electricity should not be able to conduct through their bodies. But okay. But plot holes are plot holes, and we sometimes have to accept those.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first in the Alien franchise, and it won't be the last.
I mean, because wouldn't you agree their you know what I'm saying, their material, their, you know what I'm saying, that the material of their skin is such, like it wouldn't seem likely that, you know what I'm saying, that electricity would be able to conduct through that.
I guess, but I also don't know.
Because if I remember correctly, you mean we haven't seen any movie where there's been electricity or certain things going on, and they've been able to go through it without any trouble. I could have sworn I've at least seen one or two scenes like that in alien movies.
Maybe, but I can't think of any.
Charles, what do you think about that?
There's always
Repeat
been
the question,
fire
please.
and other things.
Electricity, is it accurate that electricity would stun a xenomorph based on their body makeup and their overall, you know what I'm saying, top layer of skin?
Of the alien movies that I've seen, which I have not seen that many, I have never noticed that.
So you think they could be stunned and knocked out like they depicted in the earlier episode?
I would say it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I don't think, to my knowledge, I don't think we've ever had a precedent set for either way.
But it would kind of, but when it was said, it kind of makes sense. I wouldn't, because they're biomechanical, so it's like mechanics. It's like conducting, but not in a way of like it powered. You know what I'm saying? A mechanical device is powered by electricity. It's not.
But you can also short circuit things too, though.
Okay. Great point. Touche. Great point.
So maybe, the exact right charge or amount or whatever theoretically could, just immobilize them. Obviously not for that long, as we saw.
Yeah, true enough. But great point. I just wanted, okay, plot hole filled. I thank you guys. See, I'm glad I could count on you guys to fill a plot hole that even YouTube couldn't figure out.
And if all else fails, just go the aliens route. Just blast them with laser guns. Kill as many as you can and then run away.
Yep, absolutely.
Or use a cargo loader and
And
put
then
it in an
have Bill
airlock.
Paxton show up and start screaming, "Game over, man! Game over!"
Fucking bug hunt, man.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
I need to go back and watch that movie. I've only seen it in parts, but I need to go back and see it all the way through.
It's a good watch. It's
I
it's a
I
James
also need
Cameron
to
movie, so the dialogue isn't amazing, but it's probably one of his better ones, really, as far as that goes.
and I also need to see the context of the part where Ripley says, "Get away from her, you bitch."
Yes.
Well, the Queen was, you know,
Queen was
you know what I'm saying?
queen.
Like,
Wait a minute, isn't Aliens the first time we ever see the Xenomorph Queen?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one, you're only ever dealing with the one.
Wait, the one Queen?
No,
No, the one. No more.
the one warrior that was the 8-foot black man.
Whereas aliens, countless. There's a horde of those fucking things.
But one warrior with the, with that, very regular schmegular crew was, it was more than a handful for them, for sure.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's a fucking Xenomorph, and if you're not prepared with your guns and your Space Marines and all that, you're gonna get killed.
And that's colonial Marines, by the way.
Oh yeah, did I say Space Marines?
Yeah, because they're colonists, by the way, CZ. They want you to know they're colonists.
Oh yeah, Space Marines is a reference to Warhammer 40K. I am so sorry, Warhammer fans. I am so sorry.
How
Well,
dare you, crossing
oh
universes, you scum.
Yeah,
yeah. I have pissed off so many Warhammer fans.
these corporations want you to know that they're colonists. Colonial, that's just putting right out there. We are colonists, and we have the military to enact it out. Oh, by the way, fun fact: the Department of Defense, thanks to Donald Trump, has been renamed the Department of War.
Oh boy.
Dow.
And I hear that Trump is quoted saying that Chicago is going to be the first to find out why they're being called the Department of War.
Wouldn't that be more like a not Homeland Security? I don't know. It seemed
No,
like a
they
defense
did
thing.
they're not worried about gathering information. They're worried about going to war. Trump's been going to war in DC, and now from what I hear, he's looking to go to war in Chicago.
Have fun with all that.
What do you consider fun? Like the song says. And me, I would still say fun, natural fun. Nothing about any of this is natural. But let me see. Let me think. Okay, by the way, I think we've almost seen a Camille because we already known about the Xenomorph. We kind of have an idea about the dissolver, the and the possible alien fly, and these little blood worms, and how they move along and populate, but we have not found out how the Teocellus, how does it bolster its numbers? You know what I'm saying? Like what is the origin? Like it's still so much, like this thing has taken center stage, but it's still so much mystery to this thing.
Because, like, it could be, you know, somewhat of a nearly extinct species for whatever reason. Or, yeah, maybe there's millions of these things on some planet. Like, it's obviously very intelligent, but doesn't mean it's good at reproducing in large numbers.
So hold up, and let me just because I was seeing, because there was certain things that I have to admit, you know what I'm saying, they were just, I was cutting in and out, you know what I'm saying, working, you know what I'm saying, working on some stuff on Photoshop and whatnot. You seen the stuff, I've been working on some other things too, but anyway. But at any rate, like the bug and the Teocellus was in the same enclosure? Couldn't be.
No, it was like okay, so it must have been, so I guess from left to right you had the fly thing, then it was it Teocellus, then the eggs, then the plant.
But okay, but here's the thing. Like, okay, so it had to go bump. Oh, that's right. It had to go bump the wall to make the
Yeah,
door.
headbutt at the glass. Yeah.
Okay, but wait a second. Okay, see, and these are things that they keep tripping me out because at certain points it seems like, but I guess okay, because I keep on messing around with scenes and whatnot because it seems like at one point they had the damn thing in an enclosure, but then the thing is like back in a, you know what I'm saying, back in another goat or whatever, or is in the goat and whatnot, and that's where that's where letting them stay, you know.
Yeah, I think it's just been in the goat since it first got in the goat.
And that was and that was after the water spiking.
Yeah, well after.
Okay, I just wanted, like I said, I just wanted, because sometimes I do have to admit the world building can be, just like I told Charles, the world building can be kind of, you know, you want to get to the highlights, you know what I'm saying? The world building can be kind of, you know, and sometimes you miss things. I'll admit that. I gotta stop being so, blasé about the world building myself. But these conversations and these things are just so like, I still don't know what to think about that guy. I still don't know what to think about him.
Yeah, it's like, will this thing be some kind of savior, or will it be, the worst thing once it gets out? I'm not leaning towards the latter, but the former, I could see it just because of its own survival instinct and intelligence. It might actually be helpful in its own way.
Who's gonna make that sacrifice? Jesus, come on. Who is gonna make that sacrifice? Because
Maybe it just goes around in the goat body on the hind legs, just punching the shit out of things.
well, I mean, because nothing has, because of anything, because nothing has survived after, you know what I'm saying, after it leaves its eye. Am I correct?
Well, no, you couldn't.
So that's what I'm saying. So like that's the thing right there. Like someone who's gonna make that sacrifice to let this thing inhabit its, you know what I'm saying, its eye socket is basically making the ultimate sacrifice when it finally leaves its eye socket.
Although, if it is by chance somehow able to take a hybrid body or something, theoretically they could be alive. Maybe it gets into that loopy redheaded broad.
Speaking of that,
Go ahead.
they with what they did with the loopy redheaded lady, they erased part of her memory. So,
Which I feel is only temporary.
I do think that's temporary because of what Wendy did right after they erased her memory. Wendy
That
talked
and
about everything that happened that they erased from her memory, and Nibs was like, I don't have any of that. So now Nibs is going to be questioning everything that she's missing, and that's just going to start making her even more dangerous. But I also think that now that they have established that they have the ability to erase memories from the hybrids, I think they may end up attempting that on the other hybrids.
But I also wonder, just given who erased the memories, was it done properly?
Oh, because the husband was better at that type of stuff than the wife.
Yeah,
But
that's
since
what I'm thinking.
but since the husband wasn't willing to do it because he considered it immoral, and he was fired for his refusal, and the wife was willing to do it, but she's not as skilled as her husband, she
Yeah, that's
probably
kind of
did
what
it
I'm thinking. Yeah,
improperly.
and even like when she was doing it, I feel like she wasn't. She didn't seem overly confident in what she was doing.
Yeah, so she might have
I mean,
botched the
you
procedure.
you could chalk that up to her not wanting to do it either. But I
Yeah.
was sort of like, yeah, I was like a little bit like, because he's the guy, he's the go-to sort of. There's a reason they've got him on board.
Well, I mean, also there was the whole like dialogue between the doctor and Wendy where she was explaining what she did to Nibs, and it almost came off like she was trying to justify her actions, but she wasn't trying to justify her actions to Wendy. She was trying to justify her actions to herself.
To make us, yeah, self feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it came off as to me. Like she was trying to make herself feel better.
Hmm. Because yeah, now Nibs is definitely just like she even said it. She's like, what's wrong with me? Or there's something wrong with me. After Wendy sort of
Yeah.
yeah. So now she's all confused, and yeah, will she be able to, just like the others can, well, especially Wendy can activate certain things within themselves. Will she be able to just restore what was taken away?
Yep.
And then because of that, and because of the knowledge that she has that things were taken away, will that make that sort of aggressive state she was in even worse?
Quick question. How old do you think Boy Cavalier actually is?
Judging by how he looks, I'd say early 20s.
I'm guessing Stone's referring to, was it last week we talked about it when you said he definitely seems like he's much older, like maybe
Yeah,
he's been doing to himself what he's doing with these kids.
yeah. But the now real quick, what I wanna confirm on is it I want to confirm on whether we know that he's organic, that he's truly all the way human, or is it Kirsch's belief that he's all the way human? Did
That's
we did we see the egg react to Boy Cavalier really when he was in there?
Yes, we
I
did.
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we did.
Yeah, the egg started to open before Kirsch pulled him away.
Okay, just want to make sure that that definitely was what it was. So
Yeah, because I
so
feel like he sort of started to get close. The egg started doing what it does, and then Coach was like, "Nope, nope, get the fuck out of here."
okay. So we feel like he's 100% human.
Can't say that for sure. He's human enough to set off the egg, but
Okay.
is that
Okay.
there could be some other kind of preservation at play.
Okay. I definitely think so. Like I said, that old Peter Pan book is was one of the major things that I feel like. And I feel like a 15-year-old like him without some sort of help, without something, like he's supposed to be perpetually this kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, like this guy doesn't become a trillionaire just because he's that smart and that capable. Because he just doesn't. I mean, I just don't see a person who could be this way now wasn't that way before now. You were so serious and locked in and just, I mean, steel trap brain. And then all of a sudden, once you got all this money, you become this, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, it just like, come on. I just don't know. I just don't know. Again, I think Idiocracy, it is oddly enough, it pairs well with Alien Earth because it just shows that you give enough time that a person who probably really was smart, even by the standards of his own society, you allow that person after a while with a dulled down society such as this, like yeah, he would be seen as a super genius.
Okay, so according to the wiki site for the Alien Universe, Boy Cavalier is 20 years old.
So they're really playing this like he actually became a trillionaire at truly 15 years old, and that now he's progressed from that point, and now he's 20 years old.
Yeah, because according to this, his date, his the year that he was born was 2100.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the actual year that as of like the current date of when he was that he's alive, which the current year of the show is 2120.
But
So
would a 20-year-old really care about like the 20-year-old that's showing the kids the Peter Pan movie up on that overhead screen thing? Had would he care about that that obviously old Peter Pan book?
I mean, I read and loved some old shit when I was younger.
he didn't become a trillionaire at 15. Apparently, according to this, he became a trillionaire at 10 years old.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
Oh my!
Oh, something's fishy here. Something is rotten in Denmark.
Yeah, how do you become a trillionaire at 10?
Something is rotten in Denmark. I'm telling you, something's not right here. Something is
I
not
mean,
right.
could it be that the bald guy is really the guy pulling strings?
Okay. I mean, but why do you know what I'm saying, a Cyrano de Bergerac type shit here?
Yeah, I just can't see it. Like, I mean, let me use me as an example. And like, I mean, if I had $1 trillion at 10 years old, what the fuck do you think I'm gonna do with that kind of money at that age?
And
Buy lots of hentai?
but somehow within the next 10
I'm sorry,
years we
what?
start.
I said buy lots of hentai?
I didn't even know what that was at that age.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah.
But yeah, just go ahead and just go ahead and pervert your childhood. Why not? You know?
I mean, I don't even know what I would do with that kind of money at that age.
I just you certainly
I'd
would.
probably spend it on
I
a
don't
bunch of
think
like Richie Rich type shit. Like I'd get my own McDonald's and crap like that.
Yeah, and then give myself a stroke before the age of 13.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that episode of Family Guy where they're eating nothing but lifetime supply of burgers, and then Brian goes like, "Peter, why are you winking at me?"
Yeah, I'd either have a stroke or I'd be like 700 pounds by the time I'm 13, just because of all the McDonald's and candy and fucking.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've still only spent like $1 billion at the most.
No, I wouldn't even think you'd spend that much, especially if you went to McDonald's and ate nothing but McDonald's burgers.
Oh no, I'm thinking like you have your own
Oh, right. Okay.
like operating costs and so on. But even then, even still, $1 billion, yeah, $1 billion in
Yeah.
3 years is probably way too much.
I don't know, man. Like what he wears sometimes when he's not, I guess, out and about. I think a lot of time he sinks into like this, like I said, like pajamas and robe, and I just think it just it just seems like it just seems somewhat like a timestamp. Like with you know what I'm saying, like he just reminds me of kids that are perpetually sick, can never really go outside, so they're always like in their pajamas or in comfortable clothes because they're always in the house, they're always in treatment. So they're not going, they're hardly going anywhere. So you know the pajamas change, you know what I'm saying, but it's always like that type of feel in the situation.
It's that
So that's what
that
also
comfort
got me feeling.
clothing,
Say again.
that like comfort clothing.
Or bedtime clothing. You know what I'm
Yeah, that
saying? And it's just like, and it just feels like it's a timestamp for him. It's like it's like that's comfortable for him in some way, not just the comfort of the clothes, but the comfort of the memory. There's something. I feel like there's something symbolic about that. Either he's either I mean, and it could very well be that he's a monster that's using that as a way to relate to these kids and act like me and make them believe that he's somewhat like them, you know, or you know, but it's over now, but he's still doing it. So I just don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes I just feel like something is fishy. Something's
yeah,
not right
because it's
about
sort of
him.
like, okay, I get it when you're interacting with the kids, but why with everybody else too?
And it's more just the mannerisms. I just feel like he's a kid that at some point that at that I don't know that trillionaire 10 years old point. I don't know, maybe somewhere after that or something, like something happened and that moment of time is a timestamp for him. I feel like because a kid who's a trillionaire at you know what I'm saying, and basically moves to make a corporation and do all of this, and all of a sudden within these next 10 years, you're thinking about how to use alien DNA of probably the most vicious, even self-destructive, maniacal beings as a way to further your, you know what I'm saying, your evolution of humanity. You know, and it's just like, but somehow through all of that we still got to be in PJs when we're around because that makes us that keeps up the perpetuation of me being young and being a kid. You know, I just don't. I just feel like something's off. I just feel like it's way too performative. I just feel like it's way too performative for him to actually be 20 years old.
Hmm.
Like you're actually 20 years old and you're still like this. Like like you're one of the you're one of the richest people on the planet, and not saying you got to be super serious, but at least more settled in you being 20 years old.
At least like put on some fucking shoes. Come on, man.
But I think they think it's some kind of funny representation of like the new age CEOs and whatnot and things like that. Like he's a representation of it, but I think it's a little bit different in that it's way too performative. It's like in everything he does. And thinking that even him saying to someone right to their face that I want to talk to somebody who's actually smarter than me, you know what I'm saying, with just that with just that self-assured arrogance, it's just it's not to me, that's not even indicative of a 20-year-old, you know what I'm saying?
Like the way he
Like
says it, like it's some, almost impossible dream.
I mean, but he thinks it's cute. That's the thing. He thinks it's cute. He thinks that him saying him feeling like he could say stuff like that.
Sort of alluding to someone like, because clearly you are dumb as dog shit, and so obviously I'm not referring to you by any means. You would never be a fraction as intelligent as I am, and just talking to you right now is it's really grating.
But see, But yeah, that right there, that's just that's standard. But I think the thing that makes him stand out is the fact that he thinks that he takes this viewpoint of a really a perpetual kid. But if you're organically growing, so that means you're 20, you'll be 21, and things like that, and you realize this. Like if you truly realize this, you're not a kid. You're a kid by standard of someone who's 40, 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. But you're not 15 years old still. You're not
Once you have
30.
a true sense of mortality,
Say again.
once you have a true sense of mortality, you're past
Uh,
that.
Oh well, but see that's a. I think that's a cop out. I think to make. I think to try to say well he thinks he's invincible is a cop out. I just think that someone who has the brain power, like okay, put it to you like this. I'll put it to you like this. If Doogie Howser was like Boy Cavalier, would you have bought it?
No.
See, and that's my point. A person, a person, even a very young person like Douglas Hauser, who became a doctor. You know what I'm saying? As a teenager, you know what I'm saying? Even he understood as a super intelligent young boy that yes, there's certain things that are instinctual to me as a teenager, but I do understand that I want to explore that, but I know that I'm expected to basically be a certain way because of my abnormal intelligence. And even him being a doctor didn't feel like he had the power to just kind of be that way as a doctor because now you're basically you're in a position to where people are trusting you, and that was a lot of what his trials and tribulations were early on, being trusted as a teenage doctor that can really that can really operate on people and help people. How can this person run? How can this person be the person who moves humanity forward? Who thinks that I really hate mothers? Is that's the person you want moving humanity forward?
That's it. Like you do that in your personal time behind closed doors, but when you're out there, like the front should not be that.
But see, the thing about it is, if no matter where you put it, if that's your mentality, it's going to show it is going to bleed into what you do and how you operate. So it's like you can't if you have this intelligence, this ability to make trillions of dollars before you're even a teenager, and yet somehow you don't understand that there's an expectation, there's a trust that people develop, and if all they see is a kid that'll be singing la 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 while the world is burning, that's not what you want people to see. La la la, don't bother me none. La, 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 la. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's like you don't want somebody that's the what I'm saying, that's moving humanity, that's supposed to lead humanity into the new evolution. That's the guy.
Hmm.
At least he doesn't have a yo-yo, I guess. There's one point in his favor.
The hell are we talking about? What was it? Was that a callback to? What am I missing? I forgot about it. What am I missing?
No,
The
just
only
like it seems like something he should have.
a
Just he's
yo-yo?
constantly
No,
doing a yo
no,
Wait,
no, no,
on
no.
are we seriously talking about bringing back yo-yos? I thought that fad was
When did they
dead.
ever leave?
Not really. It's in and out, but really, if you want to go really stereotypical with him, Rubik's cube.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
he's just got like a pile almost up to the roof of solved ones next to him at any given time.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh look, I solved another Rubik's cube, and just go in the pile.
Oh, geez, this one took me 4 seconds. It must be off today.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like I,
cocksucker.
like I said, I think Idiocracy is exposing a world where if people just preserve their intelligence, the world will be dumb enough that they'll be able to subjugate them. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's that's what we're happening upon. I mean, if I'm wrong and this is all organic and he really is a 20-year-old acting like this, I'm greatly concerned. I'm greatly concerned. But I just feel like that is performance because he wants people to believe that he's this young kid. And I don't think that because who else has he tried this experiment on? This, you know what I'm saying, this transference. This, you know what I'm saying? Who has he tried it on? And what makes a hybrid, the consciousness, but still a synthetic. That's what makes the hybrid a hybrid, but everything else is still a synthetic, correct?
Well, I mean, the reason why they're
Synthetic or
called
cyborg, yeah.
the reason why they're called hybrids is because their body is synthetic, but their consciousness comes from an actual human body.
Okay, so we got that straight, and now of
Yeah.
course we all know that a cyborg, in the case of Morrow, that there's still some human parts to him along with the upgraded parts.
Yeah. For the cyborgs, for the most part, are still human, but there are cybernetic parts to them.
Okay, great. So we understand that he's the most human. So out of Kirsch, Morrow, and Wendy, he's the most human of the three.
Yeah, Morrow is the most human of the three. Yes.
Yeah.
Kirsch is the least human of the three, and Wendy is like somewhere in between the two of them.
Because you really believe that her actual consciousness was transferred to that body?
Yes, her consciousness was transferred. Her body is synthetic, but her consciousness is human.
But I believe that's a scam. Is what I'm saying. Is I believe it's a scam being perpetrated by the, you know what I'm saying, by the boy, you know what I'm saying, by the boy con, you know what I'm saying, by the boy conniver.
Possible, but then remember, like, they told them they don't have emotions, which has been proven more than a few times to not be true.
Yeah, they do have emotions.
Like what's his name? Slightly, the Indian kid.
Yeah, slightly.
He was like crying, clearly regretful of what he was doing.
Yes, he absolutely has emotions. Like when Morrow was threatening to kill his family, Slightly was expressing all kinds of emotions, pleading with Morrow not to do that.
But do you think that's an effect of the memories and, you know what I'm saying, and the things that they're doing that's causing that? Because the memories help you remember your family and how you feel about your family.
I
And
think the emotions that Slightly was expressing was genuine. I don't think it was just a result of the memories of his family. I think those were genuine. Absolutely genuine.
No, I think.
But
Yeah, I don't think they quite understand fully, like the Boy Cavalier and whatnot. I don't think they fully understand what they've done exactly. They have the idea in theory, but I don't think that they realize that they have created these synthetic beings that do actually, yeah, they are actually human on some level.
Okay.
And if you had seen the trailer for episode 7, which I did, Wendy is going to express the emotion anger in the next episode.
Takes a dump on Boy Cavalier's couch.
I don't know who she expresses anger towards, but
So she takes a shit on someone's couch.
she's going to be pissed at somebody.
We're okay. A couple of hard questions because I mean we pretty much went pretty much went almost on the all ins and outs of this thing here. But I want to ask you: do you think that the xenomorph hive is able, and and if so, could they possibly be manipulating Wendy?
Yes. I think that if Wendy is able to do those clicks and those sounds with her, like, her voice box, basically, uh, I think it's a way for her to be able to communicate with the xenomorphs, and the xenomorphs might be able to communicate back to her without her real. And I think it is very possible that they might have their own language and are using that to their advantage to maybe subconsciously manipulate her without realizing it, without her realizing it.
Okay, well,
I wouldn't be surprised at some point that she ends up being the one to release the xenomorph from its cage.
Because it's sort of like, yeah, she can tap into it, but how much does she understand it?
Yeah. She may end up going into some kind of trance, and she could end up releasing it without even knowing what she's doing.
hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So, wow. I mean, so you really.
That's my wild speculation for the episode.
Not too wild because
This has been Charles' wild speculation. We need a theme for that.
Yeah.
But because the YouTube chatter does suggest that they do have this power to, you know what I'm saying, to connect with people, possibly even manipulate. So they, you know, the attitude and the YouTube chatter is definitely, there's definitely people rumbling about that possibility. So it doesn't seem far fetched to, you know what I'm saying, to some other people for sure. That they could be trying to, because, you know, their goal, even if it, like, as we've seen, even if it means, but I think that I do believe that one particular xenomorph got picked because when it came to, I think, because I do believe that was the one that when it came to being frozen, like he had that button to freeze them, and when it was about to get angry and go back at the glass again, he was about to press it again, and then it backed off. I think that when that weakness was shown, I think that's when they realized that we can sacrifice this one to get, you know what I'm saying, to get out of here.
Oh, you're
Like,
talking about in Resurrection.
Yeah. Yeah, so they definitely think, and they definitely make certain selections and certain decisions, you know what I'm saying, on certain things. And I think that moment where where that one xenomorph complied to it, where they didn't want the you know what I'm saying, him to press that button again, and it complied. I think that's when they realized that, okay, this is our way out, because they probably wouldn't have if everybody was pissed and everybody was, you know, they were going to figure another way out of there. You know what I'm saying? Even if that probably meant one of them cutting themselves, possibly. But because
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
But because that one showed weakness at that moment, you know, and show compliance to the, you know, to this guy. that's when they decided to go ahead and sacrifice that one.
I'm trying to remember that scene. Could they even see each other, or was it purely like a telepathic thing? I feel like they couldn't see each other.
What do you mean?
The xenomorphs, like in their different containment things. I feel like they couldn't, you know.
No, hold up. Because at some point they were all three together. It was three of them together in one unit. Because that's how they were able to basically attack that other one and do where he can belt the where he melted to the floor.
Yep. Yeah.
So maybe they were separate at one point, but
Yeah, I feel like, I think originally they were, but it's been a while, and it's late and I'm stupid. So it's a combination.
But again, I do feel like it was glass all around. It may have been glass all around at the very least. But like I said, I do believe, like I said, they may have they somehow may have noticed it. If they couldn't see, I don't think it was the case, but I don't want to be absolute about, there's no way to be absolute about that right now. So,
but either way, I don't think there was any sort of like noticeable communication that like an observer would notice. I don't think.
Not, I mean, like I said, more than those hisses and things that we normally hear. But other than that, yeah. But I just think they either, I mean, like I said, because you get, I mean, or maybe they didn't, and then once they're in there together, they can see where they're all pissed and they're trying to figure out how to get out of there. The other one's being compliant, and they're and maybe they're realizing it from that, like everybody else is hissing. Everybody else is hissing and pissed, and they're trying to figure out, and they're still trying to figure out how we're going to get out of here. And the other one is being real cool and calm, and they're just like,
And moments later, oh fuck. But so I posed the question.
Mm-hmm.
Your Toodles, aka Isaac,
Uh-huh.
you accidentally ripped the door off the little feeding fucking thing. What do you do? Because we know what he did.
Yeah, he did the one thing you're not supposed to do. You go inside.
Like, I saw him sort of like, I was like, no, you're not going. Oh, he is. He's, oh no.
Oh, speaking of that, I looked on the wiki site for this show. Turns out, Isaac is in fact dead.
He's gone. Okay.
Yep, he's gone.
Yeah, so I had a little thing where I was like, maybe, but
yeah, because it was feeding on it. It was feeding on him.
Yeah, but I held out a little hope that maybe like his memory unit or something wasn't in the head, which seems like what they mostly feasted on. But I guess it was. Because if you can salvage that, you can do something. But if that's gone, the whole thing's a write-off.
Well, I kind of figured that not all of the hybrids were going to survive this show.
No, and at this point, 6 out of 8 episodes, you got to start killing some people.
Yeah. I'm also fairly certain that Nibs is going to be one of the hybrids that's going to die. Or she's going to die, but I think my theory is that Nibs is probably going to be killed.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to take out some people.
Yeah.
Or at least a person, or she's going to do some damage before she goes.
Yeah, she's going to end up being killed while she's in the process of killing other people.
The YouTube chatter on her is that the TEE-HEE possibly worked some kind of mojo on her and was got her all weird and things like that. Though I'm not, but that's some of the chatter on that too. But just saying.
Well, yeah, going back to that episode, it really wanted her specifically for some reason.
No idea why, but
no, but there was something about her that it was just like, yep, going for that one. There's
yeah,
like
it's like
3 other people in the room, but
that one.
Yep.
So, but I definitely enjoyed, and it was kind of weird. Like I said, good. It's kind of a question here. We thought that it was kind of a weird pairing, Idiocracy and Alien Earth. But I'm kind of wondering, did Boy Cavalier pull an Idiocracy on people? I wonder. I'm just something about him is just strange to me. Like
I definitely agree that there's something off. but I'm just not sure what it is. I mean,
I just
the whole thing's off, but as far as a specific, yeah, I'm not sure.
like how many kids today? How many kids today are aware of Peter Pan?
Uh, Probably not as many as there should be, I guess.
I mean, they tried their best with that Peter and Wendy movie, but it's not going to give them the same magic that Peter Pan gave because of what they're doing. And that's the sad truth about these remakes and and these adjustments. Sometimes I have to admit that is that is that the kids, if you're really trying to recreate a certain magic for kids now, you're not going to do that. So you're not going to do that in the way that you're doing it. So, but you know,
I mean, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'd be interested to see them do an accurate adaptation of the original Peter Pan story.
you mean the boy who hated mothers?
I don't know. It's just, I mean,
That's going
Like
pretty far back. That's what you're talking about. You mean you want to go to
the
you want
dog
to go back
version.
to the demon kid, the boy who hated mothers?
I just think it'd be interesting to see something like that.
Uh-huh.
That-
I'm
That's
sure.
also a question I had. I'm sure you both heard the line, but did you? Because I went back once or twice and I couldn't quite get it. But there's a point when Boy Cavalier is doing his sort of the voiceover reading from the book, and there's a line like I think it was when it was focusing in on Isaac's body, and there's a line like when the boys started to grow up, or when they which was against the rules or something. And then it said either Peter sent them out or Peter thinned them out. I wasn't sure exactly which one it was.
Either way, it's but either way,
It's
it's
either he sent them out into the wild to whatever
yes.
happens, or Peter thinned them out, as in moide.
I mean, see that? No, I mean because there's a certain point where that happens. In the midst of these kids are thinking they're going to a place where they don't have where they don't have parents ruling over them, where they think they're always going to be kids forever and they're never going to grow up. They don't think that they're going to be in what I'm saying in swashbuckling sword battles with what I'm saying with grizzled men that sail the seas and know how to wield those swords and also have cannons and guns and things like that. So but he's going out there and he's feeling like because he's so adept at dealing that they should be able to deal too. And that's the overall. But I mean, yeah, when we get to any thinning is when they are unsatisfactory. They grow up. What I'm saying? They're not staying young forever. Again, which some people say in the old stories is what gave birth to Captain Hook and his crew. Lost boys who grew up and escaped, what I'm saying, and escaped, Peter Pan's fate for them. But it's also another part when the movies and more of the visual content, they always make the Captain Hook always resemble Wendy's father for some strange reason.
Was that in Hook too?
Did Dustin Hoffman play both Wendy's father and Hook?
I feel like he might have.
Because like I said, if so, it would be right along the same line of
Yeah. Oh, now.
So far, it looks like Dustin Hoffman only played Captain
Yeah.
Hook.
so who played Wendy's father?
Mm, doesn't seem like the parents were actually a thing at all,
Oh, see, there we go.
based
And
on
there we
the.
go.
Unless I'm
And
missing
there we
something.
go. That's interesting. That's interesting. The one movie where Captain Hook doesn't play, you know what I'm saying, where the guy who plays Captain Hook doesn't also play Wendy's father is a Peter Pan movie where the parents aren't that featured. Very interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it anywhere.
But that, like I said, that is super interesting. Because most, like I say, because most of the content, even in the animated movie, the father reflects, you know what I'm saying, the father usually reflects Hook.
29% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if I agree with that. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I feel like it's
Hook,
better than that.
Hook, Hook with Robin Williams. That's what they put down.
Yeah,
Come on.
like based on, again, 20, 20 plus year old memories, I would put it at least 50, 60%.
Man, come on, man. There's quotable moments in there that, you know what I'm saying? Like, why am I forgetting my man's name now? Oh my God. Why am I forgetting my man's name in the shit? Oh,
That was one I would watch anytime it came on.
I was like, oh my God, yeah.
I didn't play it a whole lot, but still.
I was like 10. Yeah, Rufio. Oh my God, Rufio. Definitely, like I said, definitely, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like it, you know what I'm saying? Rufio was my boy, definitely liking that.
Yeah, and isn't the guy that played Rufio, isn't he the same guy that voices Prince Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender?
That I
Well,
have no idea.
let me
Oh no,
yeah, you are right. But
yeah.
he was also in one of my all-time favorite movies, Fist of the North Star.
Oh shit, he was also in the movie, but I'm a cheerleader too. I did not know that.
There's a character in the Boondocks, which was such a great fucking show.
Boondocks. Oh yeah, isn't that the show with that character Uncle Ruckus?
Yeah,
Wow. I see such a standout for you.
No, I've never watched the Boondocks, but I'm a part of a community where there's this guy in the community who always brings up this character Uncle Ruckus, and I have no idea who Uncle Ruckus is.
Oh
Uncle
God.
Ruckus is an extremely racist guy who thinks he's white, and there's an episode where he finds out he's like, I think it was 101% Nigerian, and he wants to kill himself. Just an
So
insane person.
so in what context does this guy bring Uncle Ruckus up?
Um, like I don't know the guy's real name. He uses an online alias, but
Uh,
he goes by the name Lendo, and he brings up Uncle Ruckus from time to time. I just in certain like situations, and I don't really pay attention all the time. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just I've always heard Uncle Ruckus mentioned, and I don't know the character. I I always kind of like pictured it might have been from that show, The Boondocks, but I didn't even know that was the name of the show until it was advertised on HBO Max the other day, and I was like, oh, so that was the name of the show. So I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it at some point. I don't know, but
It was a very funny show with some, yeah. Very cutting satire.
Okay, well, I'll watch it at some point. Hey, maybe we could discuss it at some point. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, we could, but I think we might be getting into the weeds a bit with that one.
Why?
I mean, it's about an entirely black family dealing with a lot of black issues, so quite a lot of
Oh,
stuff
right.
we couldn't
Oh,
really speak on.
right. Okay. I get it. I get it. Right.
But still, a very. I definitely recommend it as a show, though.
Okay. But then I
I
will
think it
definitely
was,
check it out when I have
I want
nothing
to
else to watch.
say 5 seasons, maybe
Uh,
6.
well, on HBO Max, it said it only had 4 seasons.
Only 4. Shit, I thought there was more than that.
Well,
I think it
maybe
was
it only
a. I don't know
has
if it's
4 seasons on HBO Max, and it just hasn't released the other seasons. Who knows?
could be, yeah, because I think it started as a comic strip, and I think the comic strip went on a bit longer than the show did too.
Okay. Let me see. The Boondocks TV series. Okay. So yeah, only got 4 seasons.
Okay,
Yep.
that's a shame. It was so damn good.
Yep. And it released on Adult Swim.
It did indeed.
Oh no.
What?
That Dante Bosco character actor from Hook.
Yeah.
He is in a video game that recently released on PC called Date Everything.
I've heard of this.
Oh God. Date Everything is a dating sim that released on Steam about a month ago, I think.
Yeah, a month, maybe 2, somewhere in that
Yeah,
range.
yeah, and it's a game where you can literally romance and date everything.
It's one of those games where it's like when I read about it, I'm like, it's a goofy concept. I could see it being fun for a brief period of time, but I'm also just like, who's playing this?
I mean, seriously, you can date a fucking dust bunny on the floor. All right,
Hawk
hold
2
on a
on that
second.
thing.
I'm getting a phone call.
I mean, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think we pretty much well done this one. I mean, but what do you think?
Yeah, we're at nearly 4 hours. I think we're good.
And if
We
that
pretty
doesn't
much
tantalize
covered
you
it.
guys, to watch to watch the show, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what is, honestly.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. Uh, just that fucking date everything game. It just. Mm. There are so many opportunities for jokes about the situation where you can date the washing machine, even the dryer. I mean, it's like, what are you doing, step bro? It's like, what the fuck?
God, it leads into that whole thing.
It's like, what the hell?
I mean, the washing machine I get for chicks, they can just sit on it, but like, what a dude's gonna do with that?
I don't fucking know.
Let me tumble dry my balls till completion. Well, that's the dryer, but you know, oh, my
Oh
balls are
man.
gonna be so clean when I'm done with you minx.
Oh man.
Yeah, put it on the long wash. That's right. You like that?
Oh man. When I saw the trailer for this game, I was like, this has to be the stupidest shit I have ever fucking seen. Oh my god.
Yeah. At least things like Goat Simulator, I'm like, I could spend a few hours just fucking around in that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Goat Simulator is hilarious because it's just good stupid fun, especially if
yeah,
you're
it's just
high.
screwing
But
around with like a physics engine, basically.
yeah, basically. But just like date everything, it's like why the fuck would you want to romance a dust bunny?
It's like, okay, maybe I'll play it for like an hour or something, maybe less if I got it for free, but I'm not gonna spend money on that.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Watch a couple clips on YouTube, and even that's probably enough. It's like 20 minutes, like, okay, I get this.
Yeah.
Novel concept, but, you know.
Well,
Oh.
all right, guys. If you,
And with that,
Yeah, and on that note, I think we better call it.
I would definitely agree. Who's going to close out?
I'll close this out.
My voice is shit right now. So
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, but I'll close this out. So, everyone, thanks for stopping by for this week's episode of TEE TV, where we talk about Idiocracy, Alien Earth, episode 6, as well as a smattering of other discussions. And tune in next week where we will discuss about other things which we have yet to figure out. We'll get back to you on that. Yeah,
Alien Earth Episode 7 and
yeah,
question mark.
yeah. Alien Earth episode 7 and question mark. So once again, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you next week. Take care now.
Mañana next week.
peace, two fingers.
Peace.
Don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded. What I do is just like you know, you know what I mean? Like,